And we're live.
Last time on our Oppressed by Sun, our heroes found a new village, a friendly village, on the edge of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, outside of Mexico City. The village had a Catholic church, but that church was not where they were drawn to. They were drawn instead to a beat down old building in the center of town, no particular markings. And in there was an old woman opened the door for them, and they found a strangely dressed, frail old man who told them stories for most of the episode. Turned out to be or at least in their belief system, he is the embodiment of their god of fate, and he imparted some wisdom, in particular upon Bonton, but also upon other members of the party. The party also investigated the town, including the church. Joseph split off to finagle his way through the church using his telekinesis and his ability to fly very slowly and quietly through the air, to open all of the secret places in the office of the priest of the church, where he learned that of an affiliation to Mr. Terrence, an old foe who was defeated by our heroes at the end of the first arc, who had an MO of setting up mines to remove a very particular ore of some sort of arcane nature. You have, of course, an active crusade to prevent that ore from being removed, as it was placed there to create a barrier and to protect this world from intrusion by other creatures. Our heroes partied through the night and ate delicious tamales made of snake meat, and the next morning left for the temple outside of town. Right, it's actually noontime, about noon, as the clock strikes noon at the abandoned Catholic church. Our heroes have joined all of the townspeople, essentially, walking behind Charlie, the old man, as he wears a peculiar mixture of feathers. They seem to be many tiny, beautiful feathers, perhaps of hummingbirds and some parrots' feathers. And he is wearing no real clothing per se, but a great deal of paint and decorations from sacred animals, including snakes, as he has an entire sort of headdress woven with the fangs of vipers. He is walking locked arm in arm with Bonton down the road. As you guys approach the temple in the picture here. Now, the last time we were here, the snakes that haunt these waters and these trees were sent away by Elsie. However, this time, as Charlie, the old man, reaches the water, he simply steps into it, and it's completely motionless. It's not crawling with the sounds of a writhing mass of snakes as you remember it. It seems quiet, and there might even be the sound of birds. And he wades into the water as the entire town follows behind him, followed immediately by the old woman, who sort of takes his arm and keeps him from falling, steadies him as they sort of trudge through the water down here at the bottom of the map towards the fork up here. Hootie, grills flies above the trees here. Some of them are very, very tall, towering over 100 feet, some of them, but not many. The rest are lower, and she flies beneath that lower canopy. And can you roll a perception check? Thank you for the reminder. This will now be my real voice for all of time.
Nice.
All right. So last time she flew through here, everything was crawling with snakes. And now there is no sign of them. Even as she flies larger and larger concentric circles that encompass not only the entire temple, but the entire, just very adjacent region, there are no snakes. But up here, just towards the very edge of the map up here, where the marsh begins, there is movement in the water. It looks much larger than snakes.
Alligators, crocodiles, whatever lives in swamps.
No, it reminds her, Grills immediately is reminded of the activity at the island.
Wait, like
So
deep
the
ones?
snakes took their toys and went home?
Perhaps.
We're talking about the
And
fish
fishes
people,
are-
right?
The fishes are here. Well, if you'll recall, the fishes are delicious.
That's why I love fishes.
You did fry a few, but they're also very numerous and dangerous.
And we don't notice them near our position at all?
No, the only thing that's odd to you is the complete lack of snakes.
Maybe we ate them all in tamales last night.
Is anybody talking, or are they just processing?
They're processing. I mean, it's pretty tough going, and a couple of villagers, a couple of the men, the middle-aged men, have sort of now taken to sort of half carrying Charlie, although he's still doing the function of walking. They're really doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Well, I will. We'll just go over to Charlie and ask where all the snakes have gone. Where have all the snakes gone, Charlie?
He looks at you. He looks around. Perhaps. It is odd. They usually pay tribute.
I think there's a bigger threat. I think it is north in the marches. Those things. It marches in the marshes.
Who would dare intrude upon our sacred ritual?
The perversions of the deep ones.
He mutters something under his breath in Spanish. The two villagers who were sort of helping him lift him, and they are now they pass out a word in Spanish too. And all of a sudden, the whole crowd is moving as fast as they can.
I guess we're double timing it.
Yeah. You guys have to help a few people who stumble in the mud. Parents are sort of carrying their children to the best of their ability, but they climb up. They swarm over this. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to move it, but I did. I need to move this to the back. So as they head up here, a couple of things. You guys are going with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. As you're heading up to the top here, a couple of things you notice. First of all, last time you were here yesterday, this place was just completely abandoned and looked like nobody'd been here. But now there are two wooden altars. One of them is near the center of the structure, underneath this sort of pavilion part of the structure. So under here, there is an altar in the center, just exactly located under the spike, and then there's one off to the side, off to the corner here, a second altar that's very similar. They seem to be small wooden altars built about a foot and a half off the ground, and pretty solid.
Were they there last time?
No.
Do you intend to?
I want to, like, if I can, I want to jump over near Charlie and the old woman and just ask her, or ask them. Did y'all send anyone out here to build any altars underneath those ridges?
She looks at you. You're pointing at the altar. She clearly doesn't really understand what you're saying, but she leads, as you're talking, she sort of is leading Charlie right to the altar, and he is sort of sitting on it. Comfortably, like sort of gently.
Do you intend to fillet our flamboyant French friend?
Flamboyant French friend.
I assume Rodrigo is here to translate that. He seems confused by it. But Charlie says, all that must happen will happen today.
There's our flamboyant French friend.
Yeah.
Bon ton.
Well, he's not here yet.
I know, I expected him to appear way earlier after my announcement.
He's always got like the fastest internet amongst us.
Ready for the whole.
Well, I guess while that's
Okay.
going on, I want to jump up on this ridge up here
Uh-huh.
and activate resonance field. I want to survey anything approaching from this angle, like over here.
Which angle? This direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you activating
what is
Resident
Resident-
Evil? What'd you say?
What does resonance field do again?
It's like a shield spell, basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's just like a personal shield spell. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
surrounded in, like, multifaceted, opaque green glass.
This time?
What's up?
We hear you.
Can you hear me this time?
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay, cool.
Hear and see. You are clear, 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 clear.
Don't forget the potion, Bonton.
You have your magical orange light on.
Yeah. Okay. So, Bonton, basically, you and Charlie, the old lady, led the procession to the temple. Bear, Grills, I guess, got a hint that something was wrong with the situation, and Hootie's been spreading dangerous rumors about arrival of the Deep Ones, while
There's significantly less slithering.
yep, and Charlie has led you along with him to a wooden altar that was apparently constructed between your arrival today and your last time here yesterday, which is in the center. You do notice there's another identical wooden altar that's built off into the corner. Charlie is sitting on the wooden altar directly under the spike here, right? Directly under the peak of the temple. Up on the roof, Archie, you're noticing that the peak of the temple, there is like a ball of golden light slowly beginning to form right here.
Oh my god, to investigate that or look for danger. I'm investigating that.
Okay. Well, you'll notice for sure there is a very, an unusually well-built gentleman who is standing right here at the very top of the stair.
Does he look like a native?
For that, you'll need an investigation check.
Well, hell yeah, I'm going to do an investigation check.
Or something, or perception.
Well, I don't have
I was gonna
perception,
be like,
I have
well, is he
investigation.
white or is he Indian?
What is his facial features like, man? Well, I rolled a 7, so...
He is not a native. Very clearly not a native. And also, with that check, there's spikes coming out of the back of his neck.
And
His face is not really visible. It's kind of he got a little bit of a different angle, but you have some suspicions.
Does Grills see him?
Grills has not spotted him. He's sort of standing at like a place that you have to be looking to see him.
I want to examine... Does he look like he's, like, partaking in any kind of, like, spell casting that's actually creating this orb or anything like that?
No. In fact, he seems fascinated by the orb, perhaps curious. He seems to be just looking at it in awe.
Is he like fish spikes coming out the back, or?
Yeah, but he's fully clothed, but in the back of his neck there's spikes coming through his clothing.
He's one of the fish people.
If I can if I can motion down for Grills to like land behind me, you know, hey Grills, I start waving my hand up at him.
So Grill sees Archie frantically hand waving there.
I and Grills approach Archie.
As Grills approaches, I just point towards the fish person so Hootie can look at him.
I think Hootie immediately unslings a rifle.
Okay.
And other than that, I'm in a stealthy position, waiting to pounce.
And says something to the effect of, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
All right, Bonbon. As you're sitting there, you're sort of centrally located, right in the center of this pavilion that's underneath the top level of this temple. Okay, so if you see these entrances here, all of this is open air, and there are sort of big pillars that support the top part, but otherwise it's like an open pavilion. And in the center, there's an opening, and there's a wooden, looks like a very freshly built wooden altar there. Around it, you see there's a tapestry hung on the arch here over on this side, and that it's a beautifully sort of stitched tapestry, and as you're looking at it, the tapestry is like a being that's somewhat human, but also just clearly more than that. It looks like a god, perhaps, and it's tearing the heart out of another god, as they seem to be on the side of a mountain at sunset. And as you're looking, Charlie is right beside you. He's got this resplendent headdress with hummingbird feathers and parrot feathers, and his hair is decorated these long white ribbons. And his clothing and appearance strongly resemble the god whose heart is being removed in the tapestry.
Charlie, can you tell me what that tapestry is? Is that that's what's going to happen?
Yes.
Who is going to play the role of the other fellow?
And he looks past you, and his eyes settle on Elsie.
No. She is not able to do that. She would never.
She is the true hand of the fates. I chose this day because it coincided with her arrival.
Was she supposed to rip the heart out? Is that what?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
She's got those fists of fury, bro. She could probably do it.
That's true, but I know she is crazy, but not that crazy.
This is not crazy. This is an act of love.
Cutting hearts out is more up your alley anyway, Bonton.
No, that was Malavik, not me. So how
you're
does this
claiming no
work?
responsibility. Just to clarify, no responsibility for all the literal heart eating.
Responsibility, perhaps, but I did not enjoy it.
If I can, I would like to jump down. I want to go talk to the old lady and Charlie with Rodrigo in tow.
Yeah, so Rodrigo has had to take up station next to them since everybody wants to talk. And Bonton is right there too.
Okay, I want to ask them. Dear venerated ones, is there supposed to be someone at the top of the temple looking at that light that is forming?
Charlie's eyes get very serious for a moment, and he shakes his head gravely.
Is there something terrible that could happen if anyone interfered with that light?
Charlie, do you know what that light is?
The light is the same as was in the lighthouse. Where's the
It's
light?
because we extinguished their light at the lighthouse. They've been looking for another light.
This
They're just
seems like an
attracted
awfully
to
far
the
way
light.
to go, looking for a light.
There should be a light, but it should not be on yet. It should turn on upon the completion of the ritual.
Maybe they've completed another ritual. Without
Yeah,
our
I'm looking
knowing.
around. I want to investigate, see if there's any signs of a ritual having been performed here, like since we last came.
Okay. As you're doing that, Bonton, as you're doing that, Archie, go ahead and roll. I'm going to talk. Charlie turns to you, Bonton, and he says, "You and Fate's avatar have a role to play today with us, with the ritual, with your friends. We need them too. They must defend us."
I'm sure that they can do that. What would you have me do, Charlie?
Trust in the process. Trust in your family. And use your influence with Fate's avatar. We must have her participation.
I trust Archie and Uti and Joseph to defend us. That is not in question. But you're also trusting me to have Elsie rip my heart out, or your heart out?
Mine will be part of the ritual that brings these lands the protection they need. Yours will be part of a different ritual. But with the
Asking a
power,
lot.
with the power we are generating, your ritual will be easier.
Okay. They have had faith in me to not get him killed thus far. I suppose I can trust him.
Yes, remember, we are all working together here. Even if it appears we are not. And he sort of lays down on the table, and then he just sort of closes his eyes and begins chanting along with the low chant that's rising from the villagers.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to climb to the top of the temple.
Okay. There is a pretty difficult section to get from the sort of this level here up to the area where you have stairs.
No problem.
All right. So Bear just sort of claws out, or no claws?
No claws. I'll just jump, catch the edge, pull myself up.
Yeah, you know the way you used to do it on the on our balconies.
Yeah, I forgot my keys, Clive.
Yeah, or Gabe forgot his keys as per usual. Yep. So anyway, as you no keys climb your way up to the second step, as you get up there and look where you know that figure to be, it turns and sees you.
I float up there when I see Bear start to climb up that side as well.
All right. Well, you guys are both seen by it.
What do I get for my investigation check? I got a 5.
5, and remind me, what were you looking at?
Looking for any signs of a ritual that would have caused this light to be created. Something that would have happened like last night while we were gone.
Yeah, with the 5, you notice that there are there's a lot of, it looks like a lot of activity happened in the center here, but perhaps some of the evidence may have been covered up by the building of this altar, this sort of temporary wooden altar.
Can I see?
As you're
under the
examining
altar?
that, as you're looking at that temporary wooden altar, it becomes clear to you it's not solid wood at all. And it looks like solid wood. It's built on the edge like it looks like solid wood, but underneath, you sort of peel back this very thin layer of wood, and you look underneath, and it is kindling. Very, very dry kindling.
Very dry kindling. Well, that would make sense if this thing is like meant to be burned with someone on it, but there's no other signs of like any kind of ritual that would be used to, I guess, create the light here.
It looks like a fire burned here recently underneath that kindling. I'll put it that way.
I want to rush back over to the old lady and Charlie. Who was in charge of creating these altars? Someone burned something here last night.
She looks over and she's clearly indicating one of the older men in town.
I grab Rodrigo by the elbow. Like, come, we must go talk to him.
He reluctantly follows you. You make your way over to this fellow. It's not too far. I mean, the older you are, the closer you are to the center of this sort of chanting ritual. And this guy is in his 60s with sort of white and black hair.
Real quick, before we go over there, I want to like just spin back around and go approach Charlie and the old lady. And I'm going to just be like, just to be clear, there was not supposed to be a fire burned here last night?
No.
Good. All right, come on, Rodrigo, let's go. And I start marching over there towards this old man.
Okay. What would you like to do, Joseph? Are you floating upwards here?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to have initiative between Joseph, Bear, and the roof figure.
Okay, well, if it's initiative, then I'll roll initiative. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, I think it's initiative for the three of you. He's a DL5, so he does have a ranged attack.
Here's my initiative.
We're gonna need initiative. So Joseph is the 3. I'm gonna delete this on.
Hooty-hoo. Alright, where does this guy fall?
Archie, did you actually roll initiative? I don't think you did. That's just from before.
No, I did not.
Okay. Isaac, would you roll for us? Oh,
I
Isaac.
did.
No.
I rolled 6. It's right here.
I got you.
You don't have an initiative button, Isaac?
You do. I just clicked it. Is that not the right one? Didn't populate for whatever reason.
All right. Well, I didn't see it, so maybe because I was adjusting it. Okay, Hootie, you go first, as he begins ducking his head in a familiar way.
Nice. Man, if I shoot, just to alert everybody. He's ducking his head towards me or towards Joseph?
Well, you're both in the same direction, but probably towards you. You're closer.
Is he gonna do a Sonic the Hedgehog spin roll attack? What's he doing?
No, they have a spike they can shoot.
Oh, great.
I'm
You guys
triggers.
going to just dart out of the way.
Okay, so you're just gonna use your turn to dodge?
Move quite significantly and get lower to the ground because I'm assuming he can't see once he ducks his head. So as he
Oh, I see. Throw him off by moving after he ducks? Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna wait until he ducks and then I'm gonna dart.
All right, let's make that a speed roll against his difficulty level.
So just a speed defense. If I'm just doing a defense,
I'll give you an asset for having a clever idea of doing it when he's not looking.
So it's better than a
Yeah,
speed
you had it
defense
made
roll.
anyway. Easy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah. So his turn comes after yours, and you make a great deal of progress up the stairs, and will be within striking distance next time. and his spike sails way over your head, and misses you badly. Joseph, it's on you.
Got that snake dagger out.
How far?
Okay.
How far away is he?
Well, I mean, you were right next to Hootie at the beginning, so I mean, you can make it. You'd have to like use all your movement to get within, so you could attack next round.
So isn't there a thing where I can try to move and attack by doing like a speed?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think you have that ability, that speed roll ability.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
have
go
that
ahead and do it.
ability.
I think it's only like a DL3 anyway.
It's only a DL3 or 2 if you have that ability, but if you don't have that ability, you have to make it against their DL.
I see. Okay.
So I'm gonna try to do that.
All right.
But I gotta get a 5 or greater. I will spend 1 level of effort. Chances of me doing this pretty slim, but let's just try it out. Bam!
Yeah.
Unless I roll a
You're
critical.
in combat range. Go ahead and take your attack.
All right.
As you just fly past Hootie up the stairs. Whatever reason, like they built these stairs. These are really big and sort of a little bit uneven stairs. But for whatever reason, they hit your stride just right, and you're getting them 2 at a time, and you're just driving.
For my natural 20, can I don't know, like take an extra action or something?
Yeah, you can take an attack.
Well, that would have been a regular success. I would have gotten to take my attack. I was saying, could I have some kind of major effect?
Yeah, what would you like it to be?
I don't know. Maybe a asset on my attack or something.
Sure, that sounds good.
You get there
Okay.
so fast, his head is still down.
Yeah, his head's down. You do know you have to attack him in one of his weak points, though.
Oh, okay.
His
So
side is available.
what are his other weak points?
His eyes, which aren't really available.
Okay, so his side is the only weak point I got?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just cleave him in half and see what happens. Booyah.
Damn. Yeah, that's a hit. How much damage is that doing?
He's just a regular sized creature, right?
Yep.
That does 11 damage.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, you slam your blade through him, and he sort of stumbles and falls down onto Hootie. Hootie, he seems to be coughing blood and choking. He seems to be trying to call out. He's dying, like basically at your feet.
I'll just give him a quick little poke with the snake dagger.
Calling out for help, huh? Yeah. Shake.
Yeah, you go ahead and roll a speed attack roll. He's prone, so you got a positive asset there. It's like beginnings of a shriek in the back of his throat, but your dagger silences it before it projects whatsoever. As you and he just sort of gurgles out as a sort of disgusting oily blood rolls over your hands.
And I just keep him from rolling all the way down the stairs. I don't want him to roll down.
Yeah, you actually have to sort of prop him up and sit him a little bit over in the corner.
Just wedge him on his spikes.
Yeah.
Okay, now I quickly look through Grills' eyes. Are we out of
Okay, well, let's cut to Archibald and Bonton downstairs a little bit. So Bonton, downstairs, where is Sarah gonna be here?
I don't think she's rushing it. It's Eden's birthday, so like she's not trying to
Gotcha.
push it too fast.
No worries. So, the old woman, she gently takes your hand and starts walking you towards the other altar in this corner.
Okay, I willingly go.
Okay. Then she just sort of seats you there, and then she shuffles back to take Elsie's hand. I guess we'll RP that in a moment. As that's happening, though, the chanting from the villagers is taking a more. It seems like everybody's a part of it. And it's a low. It's not like they're trying at the top of their lungs or stomping or anything. It's just this low rumble, and it's starting to seep into the stone around you. And the whole temple is you can almost feel it coming alive beneath your feet. It's like a hum to it.
I get all those items out. I get the rock and the potion and the amulet, and I just hold them in my hands, and I just keep looking at them and thinking of a few different things.
Okay. And Archie, what would you like to do?
I'm marching over there with Rodrigo to that 60-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, I want to scan him as we're approaching and look if there's any sort of sign of the Deep One on him.
Okay. As you approach him, it's an easy scan. He is a normal dude with no signatures of magic.
Easy. Then I march right up to him and I'm like, you there. Why did you burn something on that spot when you weren't supposed to last night?
So that's translated, and when it's translated back, Rodrigo says, he says there was already burn marks there.
Did you not see anyone or any traces of anyone who had come by?
And they ask him, translation. His response is, it was warm, but not hot. But we didn't. There was still a smell to the air, but didn't see anything.
Who else was here with you last night?
He points to a couple of fellows who are right next to him.
You there. Did you see anything? I sort of interrogated.
For this, Archie, I'm gonna have you roll on some sort of interaction check, some sort of intellect check.
All right, I want to see I'm trying to be imposing and demanding when I'm speaking with authority, so it's not a pleasant social interaction. And I'm using an intimidation. I'm not trained in it, but I'm gonna pump some effort into it.
Okay.
Level 3.
Well, these abilities are level 3. One of them says, through translation, but one of them says, there was, usually we have to take a special boat in the water that's snakes, but it wasn't last time, not last night.
No snakes at all?
No, none. It was quiet.
Did you see any disturbances in the water near the shore coming from the north?
No, we didn't see anything.
No snakes. This is troubling. Rodrigo, go support Bonton. I'm gonna go over here to this part, and I'm keeping a lookout in this direction for any movements, any signs of the Deep Ones.
Okay. Hootie and Joseph, you guys are... but Mike, I'm waiting for a second because your scene is kind of like with Elsie, so I
just told Sarah to come up here.
Okay.
Eden's occupied, so she can come up here for a little bit.
Okay. As you guys are, Hootie and Joseph, you guys are out of initiative. This guy is dead, and he was not able to alert anyone.
I am keeping an eye, or looking through Grill's sides at the location where she saw the motion.
Okay. You go ahead and roll a perception check. Yeah, the water's not deep enough for these creatures to move completely motionlessly without breaking the top of the water. And in multiple instances, she spots they're moving slowly. They're trying to be stealthy, but Grills sees them. Their little spikes sticking out of the water, gently swimming. They seem to be moving. They're spreading out. There's lots of them.
How long is this ritual going to take, do you think, Joseph? I ask.
I'd imagine it'd take at least a few minutes to kill the person and to summon a god. I kind of want to use this opportunity to contact Moloch.
Or the God King.
Or the God King. But Gabe, do you want to run Bonton and Elsie's thing first before I try to contact Moloch?
Yeah, since they're here, let's do them real quick. Okay, so So Elsie, you and Bonton were kept down in the pavilion, down on the first, so up the stairs here, but on this open aired pavilion underneath the top of the tower here. There is a wooden altar in the center, and that altar, Charlie has taken a seat on that altar. There's a wooden altar over here in this corner. Bonton has taken a seat on that altar. You're sort of watching all of this. You're feeling the temple come alive with energy and power as their chant seems to seep into the very stone and create life in this ancient place. And as you're watching all of that, the old woman sort of shuffles over to you. The old woman who opened the door for you at the temple, who was the first to speak to you in this town. She shuffles over to you and she takes your hand and says, "Mi nombre Margarita."
Mi nombre Elsie.
She smiles and she hands you a dagger.
Describe the dagger.
It is stone, black stone. It doesn't seem to be particularly sharp, but when it touches your hand, it is clear to you that it is imbued with a powerful nature magic.
I take one of my snake heads that I have. I had 3. I had 2 left. And I put the remaining blood or whatever, the venom sac, that's what I had. I take that venom sac and rub it all over the blade.
Just to make it extra painful.
She looks at you with a little bit of curiosity, but then just sort of shakes her head and takes your elbow and leads you over towards the center altar.
If I see her doing that, can I just kind of politely, like, Elsie, no, please no.
Oh, I hand you the anti-venom and just say, drink this.
An anti-venom.
So I made anti-venom from one of the 3 venom sacs?
No, just please. I beg you, please don't put venom on the blade.
Alright, cool. I don't. I put everything away, sad.
She's all got it out. But all of this is happening while all of this chanting is occurring, and there's like this sort of air of tension around, and she has you by the elbow. She's given you this stone dagger, and she leads you over to Charlie. Charlie is laid down on this makeshift wooden altar in the center of the pavilion, and he's clad in like beautiful feathers, but no clothing, and beautiful feathers and paint, and he lays beneath this tapestry, and as you look up at this tapestry, you see an image of what looks like a sort of supernatural being using a dagger to cut the heart out of another apparently supernatural being. The one that's having its heart removed is adorned identically to Charlie. And she leads you up onto the platform, onto the altar, and sort of pushes you down to your knees next to Charlie. Then she sort of shuffles off the platform.
I stand there, doing nothing.
The chanting continues around you. She just sort of falls to her knees behind you and just joins in the chanting.
I place the dagger in Charlie's hand.
Well, Elsie, look at the tapestry. This is what he wants.
If he wants it, then he'll start it.
You want to get consent first.
As you attempt to hand him the dagger, he sort of lifts his head up like with a little jolt, and looks at you and grins. Then he just sort of pushes the dagger back to you, points at his chest, and just pats his chest, and then he lays down and closes his eyes, almost within a childlike glee.
Yeah, I ain't doing this. I give the dagger back to the woman and I attempt to walk out.
Well, you walk out. The chanting continues.
I stand at the door and watch what happens.
She takes the dagger to Bonton.
I run over to Elsie and see if I can stop her from leaving completely.
I don't leave completely. I just wait on the outskirts.
Elsie, you don't understand. This is what he needs. He is at peace. He has been waiting for this day.
I cannot take another life.
You're not taking his life. You are giving him life.
Where is Fubu and Joseph and Archibald and?
Well, you
why
saw
can't they do this?
you saw Hootie Boo and Joseph make their way onto the roof.
Hootie Boo.
And Archibald has been running
Hootie Boo.
around
Thank you.
harassing villagers.
This is a
Interrogating.
Okay, interrogating, harassing, fine line. Okay.
This is a job for Archibald or Joseph. Joseph's really good with these. Fluffy, I take Fluffy. Go get Joseph.
No, Elsie, it has to be you. You are the hand of fate.
I can't do this. I won't do this.
Surely he foresaw this day. He planned this for your arrival. It
Well,
needs to be you.
Then do it with me. Guide my hands.
It cannot be my hand, but I will help you.
I will use my hands, but you will guide them. You will be my hands.
Okay, I lead her back over to the middle.
Okay. As you're leading it back over to the middle, you're feeling this entire temple is alive with energy. The entire town. None of them hesitated. None of them moved. None of them even attempted to stop you or look at or do anything. Speak as Elsie moved away, and they all continue the chant. The one that you're interrogating, Archie, or the ones that you're interrogating, seem to take some sort of cue and immediately drop to their own knees to participate.
So I pick up the dagger and kneel where I was before and close my eyes and hope that Bonton leads my hands.
I take her hands and position her hands like right over his chest.
Outside, Hootie and Joseph, or Hootie, you're watching as the horde of monsters is fanning out. Now they seem to be deliberately delaying approaching the temple and instead electing to surround.
Joseph, flanking us. Say again?
They're flanking us.
Aye, that's what they did at the town as well. I think they might be waiting for their leader up here to give them some kind of signal.
I try to. I go to the top and I try to figure out where that light is coming from, or it's generated by the temple.
All right, you're going to need to roll a lore check, an investigation or a lore check to figure that out.
Okay. Put a level of effort in
Is
this.
this a type of nature magic that's going on up here?
Oh, for sure. This is nature.
This is all you, Hootie.
Yeah. This will be lore, and I'll use one level of effort.
Of course.
So that's not a success. You're not able to really figure it out. The best you can tell, it's coming from the temple.
I can give it a shot, even though I'm not trained in nature magic per se. I do have that monster lore skill.
I mean, Hootie, you believe it's coming from the temple.
Okay. The temple.
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph, if you want to roll.
Okay.
The temple seems to be the amplifier, Joseph.
Not quite. Joseph, you get the same sense. It's definitely coming from the temple, but you know what the sort of the catalyst was to start it, you don't know.
I try to reach out and touch the glowing orb.
Okay, well, can you roll a might defense check?
Great. Oh my god.
Bear always has to be touching stuff, doesn't he?
Yep.
Didn't we have a HR seminar about touching?
Touching other people's balls.
That's not a success. Hootie, you're gonna take 6 points of might damage, and your entire arm is consumed by a golden power that sort of pours out of this orb and encompasses your arm, and then slowly takes over your chest and begins to just freeze you in place, almost like trying to consume you.
Can I try to pull him away from the orb real quick if I see this happening?
Oh, you see it happening, and you can try. Yes.
Speed or what?
I'm gonna say this is pure might for sure.
Pure might. Okay. I'll use effort.
Ooh. Yeah, just as it feels like this orb is getting complete hold of your chest and arm, Hootie, Joseph just reaches in there and grabs you by the clothes and just rips you out of its grasp, and it sort of sucks back in, and you're left there just down your 6 points of might damage, badly crushed. But there was no mistaking Hootie. That was not a friendly force.
Okay.
It was natural. Let's cut down to Elsie and Bonton.
Naturally
Real
painful.
quick.
Archie, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, buddy.
I want to start setting up fire traps at the tops of all these like stone stairwells leading up to the temple.
Okay.
Start back over here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Would this be an intellect or a speed check? I don't know. Whatever check you think would be better.
I think intellect, because if you can more efficiently like put it together, it's going to take less time anyway.
Yeah, I think it's about properly planning it, but basically,
Yeah.
that's
Alright.
the truth.
I'll use magic, supernatural lore, and 2 levels of effort. Come on, baby. Ah, bullshit.
You struggle to put together the first one. You're pretty sure it won't work. It's first iteration. You have to iterate it again. So you do get one. You do get, let's say, this one entrance, partially covered, not fully covered.
Okay.
Let's cut to Bonton and Elsie. Elsie, you've kneeled on the thing. Bonton is behind you. How would you like to proceed here? As Charlie hasn't moved at all.
Elsie hasn't moved at all.
I have guided your hands to his chest, and I tell you, it must be you. It cannot be my will. I am not the will of the fates.
I am not.
Just push. It's you. Now is the time.
I wait until I feel like a slight pressure, and wait for his assistance.
As you're hesitating, Elsie, and this whole temple is poised on the brink, you sort of look over your shoulder and you see Margarita is looking at you, and as she does, she just sort of makes eye contact with you, and there's this moment of reassurance and sort of comfort that sort of washes over you.
And I push the dagger down into wherever it's pointed.
Oh, well, it goes down.
Really
And
hard.
as it slams down in with a... Well, actually, should we roll a might check to see how this goes?
Sure.
No, it slams down in, and the entire temple sort of erupts with another level of chanting and power, and it's so strong that the orb on top begins to forensically grow. For those of you who can see that orb, and the temple itself begins shaking, and the sort of bits of rock begin sort of fall off of the top peaks, and sort of the more broken banisters and such here on the edge, as the temple seems to be out of control. But Harley doesn't move.
I like grab her hands and I motion for her to like pull back on the knife to like create an opening.
Just
But
guiding
I
her
don't
hand.
do it. I'm
Yeah,
like more
okay.
of like kind of telling her that like, with my motions to be able to pull her hands back, but I'm not trying to make her do it.
Okay.
I go with the will that I'm feeling being directed towards and compelled
Okay.
to do.
And as you do that, you feel that Bonton, you were trying to withdraw the dagger.
Hmm?
Yeah.
The dagger does not withdraw, and instead, Elsie, you resist Bonton's attempt to withdraw the dagger, and instead begin a motion of sawing, like cutting.
Fun.
And you proceed to hack at his chest for a minute or so. Let's go to. As that's happening, the temple is beginning to shake and erupt with a golden power and energy. And the bear, you're noticing, or Grills is noticing, that the fish who were moving stealthily and slowly, they abandon that plan. And they begin to charge frantically. They've abandoned the needing to be underwater. They've abandoned the needing to be quiet. They are now charging towards the temple.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait until I can see their eyes as they're running up the stairs, and then I'm gonna try to shoot the ones in front, so I knock them backwards into their friends.
Okay. Well, they're not going to make the stairs this round. You could take a shot at, just sort of a Vietnam-style jungle shot as they're moving through the trees, but they're not going to make it this round.
Not wasting my ammo, but is there any significant number of them in water? Close?
Yeah, I mean, they're all in water initially, and they're going to only move out of water when they immediately approach the temple.
So, if there's a cluster of them in water, I will do one thing.
What's that?
I'll use my electric bolt magic bullet.
Oh snap! I forgot about your magic bullets.
All right. Well, I mean, even right now, even the sort of front line ones are in water. They'll be out of water momentarily.
And I will shoot one of them.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get that shot. Remember that the temple is now shaking beneath you, which is a little bit disconcerting to your aim, I would imagine.
This would have been the perfect time for the fish in the barrel comments.
I feel like you guys are the ones in the barrels.
This is what you call telephoning. You take an old school crank telephone, you drop the wires in the water, and you crank that bitch.
Let's get some power.
Okay, so this is a speed attack roll.
Speed attack roll.
Okay, I'm gonna use 2 after this. Okay, and I am skilled in it. Or trained in it.
Okay.
Plus 3. So here goes. Okay, there. I did twice.
Probably gonna get 100 of them like that one time with Real C.
Yeah, I'm gonna get like 22 rolls. Okay,
Boom.
we're gonna say that every single one of those was a success. So, that's a hit. And not only is it a hit, it's a hit like just at the surface of the water, where it goes right into his side. And as it does, you just see this. Now, remind me of this Cypher.
Well, we never truly fleshed these out, but remember I got 3 magic bullets. I got an electric bolt, an explosive, and an auto hit. And
Okay, these are all super
auto
powerful.
successes if hit, so there's no chance that the electricity doesn't work.
These are all super powerful. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it spreads, and you see them like seizing up as they're like swimming through the water, and then the electricity hits them. They just like go epileptic, where they just start flopping and seizing up in and out of the water, just like this whole sizzling like mass, like sardines trying to jump out of the water when a tuna's under them. Like that's what it looks like as they're trying to jump out of the water to get away from the electricity, and they are just burning alive on top. They're flipping about in the very shallow water. That seems to injure or kill, damage at least 15 or 20 of them.
Time for some pan searing.
As that's a good way to kick off the battle here. Joseph, how would you like to start? I don't know. They're not going to hit the temple until next round, but you said you're going to jump down, right? Or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna start making haste down the stairs to position myself because I got a pretty good view on where the majority of them are coming from.
This direction and this direction.
Okay, which ones did I get for the record?
You got the ones that were coming sort of directly in, like the closest ones in the surround from here.
Does that delay the other's arrival by a round, or does it delay the arrival by a round?
Well, I mean, they were kind of spread out a little bit, so some of them will be delayed, others will not.
I'm gonna go to wherever I think we're gonna get hit first.
Probably the front side, the top side here.
All right, yeah,
I mean, there's a huge wave of them coming that way.
that's where I'm heading.
All
I
right.
think it's important to know, Bear, did you bring lemon pepper seasoning?
I did not.
Oh,
Or like that Tony
I'm
Zatteries.
sure we can get some of that tamale seasoning that they were using.
That's right. Gonna get the local flavor. Okay, so
The chili.
as you guys as you guys have kicked off the battle outside, Archie, how are you participating? Then we'll cut to what's happening inside.
Okay, I am going over here to this stairwell and doing the same thing, setting up this wall of fire that'll kick off as soon as they get up to the top stair.
Gotcha. Okay. It'll be one level difficulty lower because the first time's the hardest. So I'll go ahead and roll this time.
Okay.
Oh,
Bam.
nailed it. Yeah, this time you've got the entire top level covered, and you got a whole extra row down on the 5th from the top.
Beautiful, man. I mean, honestly, if I can just do the top row there to where it'll burn a little bit longer, because one layer is all it's going to need. These guys avoid fire like crazy.
Yeah, I don't like fire.
Yeah, so if they can burn a little bit longer, I'll instantly move on and try to go over here to this stairwell.
Gotcha. All right, you're on the move. Let's cut to Bonton and Elsie. Somewhere in this process, Elsie, you've just sort of closed your eyes and trying to not.
she's hold on, she's changing a diaper right now.
Oh, okay.
Give her like
So,
2 minutes.
Bonton, you're watching this, and you see Margarita. She picks up a little bit of flint and steel and shuffles over to the edge of the altar that you're on.
Are you? I did not know about this. Wait. How is Charlie going to come back from this? Is Charlie
sort of-
conscious?
No, he's not. He's bleeding out. But as you're looking at Charlie, you look back at her. She seems to be waiting. She's looking intently at what you're doing, but she's got her hand poised to strike this flint.
I hear the gunfire and my sudden urge is to pull my daggers out and run out and help. But I wait.
Okay.
I trust that they are handling the situation.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely hear a gunshot kick off the battle outside. You see Joseph rushing down to the stairs.
See Archibald setting up traps.
Archibald is frantically over there, spreading oil on the ground. As that's all happening, Elsie's got her eyes closed, and she's trying to imagine herself somewhere else. And yeah, that sound, I like
I'm in
that
my
sound.
happy place.
Yeah, you're finding your happy place. Throughout all of that, Charlie never moves. And
Your
at
happy
some
place
point,
is about to be in the inside of his chest.
yeah, at some point,
That chanting's coming up too. That's my comfort place.
nice.
Oh god.
No, I put my hand on her shoulder.
It's something that I do subconsciously, when I'm under huge amounts of stress now. I don't even realize I do it sometimes.
Elsie, you must focus.
There's an
This is not
undertone
about
now.
you. This is for Charlie. You must Focus on him. Do not focus on you.
I'm not focusing on
You
me. I'm focusing
selfish
on.
bitch. Sorry.
So, as you're finding your happy place, Elsie, you reach into his chest, and you feel your hand touch his hand, and you see him smile at you as you squeeze his hand, and you see him crying tears of joy, and the warmth of his tears rolls down your arm as you step back from the altar. As she steps back, Bonton, you're stepping back. Almost immediately, the altar is ablaze with fire.
Did you just Temple of Doom this guy?
That's totally what just happened.
I don't know what that means.
Temple of Doom.
Indiana Jones, man.
Talima! Talima!
Yeah, so that's
The
exactly what's
only
going
thing I
on.
know about this is a giant rock boulder will come towards me at some point.
And you rip his still beating heart out of his chest.
That was Lost Ark.
I know. I was like, that's not even the Temple of Doom.
Totally different movie.
And then there's some skulls
Temple
with
of Doom
crystals.
is beating hearts and monkey brains, and Lost Ark is melting Nazis and boulders.
Great summation. That's
Yep.
perfect.
I mean, is that
Wait,
not
which
the
one
movie?
was the
That's-
airplane where the Nazi gets all chopped up in the airplane?
Oh yeah, and mid-speed Nazis too. Lots of Nazis dying.
Uh-huh.
All right,
As
sorry.
you step back, though, as you step back there from the temple, from the altar that's now ablaze, you see Charlie's body start to become consumed by the flame, and as it does, something strange happens. His body doesn't light. Instead, it turns black, and as it turns black and the feathers melt away, what is left, almost within seconds, is a cool chunk of black ore.
I take the ore with me and get out of there. If
Get
that's what
out
I'm
of
supposed to
there!
do.
I'll see.
I take the ore.
She's like grabbing the ore.
Grab the ore and give it to Marguerite.
She takes it politely, then she looks over at the altar in the corner and points you over there.
I put the ore in the altar in the corner over there.
No, she takes the ore. She takes
Oh.
the ore
At us.
and points you to the altar in the corner.
I go to the altar in the corner and sit down. Actually, I lay down on it.
Archie, Margarita, she turns, not Archie, Bonton, she turns around and places it back where it was, the ore. Then she looks at you and looks you over there.
I walk over to the altar, and I kind of like set Elsie up and pull her to the side, and I sit down on the altar.
She wanted you to take the ore and place it over there, but whatever.
No, she kept the ore with her.
She did not want that. That is the exact opposite of what she wanted. Okay, so she doesn't do anything. As you guys are waiting there for a moment, you see the villagers don't move. They continue their chanting, even as the temple continues to shake, and the energy in the center of this golden just sort of aura. It just consumes the entire center of the pavilion and the entire center of the top of the temple. The villagers just remain there. Many of them just completely motionless, still with their chanting.
Can I shoot more fish?
Yeah. Well,
She had
let's
run off, so
let's cut to outside where the fish have reached the bottom of the stairs.
What you need?
Okay. So the fish have reached the bottom of the stairs, Elsie, as Bonton sits you up and picks you up a little bit from the second altar, and the clash of battle begins. Joseph and Bear, the two of you will be able to engage first, as they won't hit Archibald's traps until the top row. They're not there yet.
Well, then I think I might hold my shot until they get to Archie's traps. Well, hold on. So we still have two directions attacking. Archie
Yep.
has the north side. The
Yep.
east,
Well,
the
Archie
west
has
side,
this side. Archie has this side.
but not the north side.
Archie has just gotten to here, I think.
I have this side over here slightly reinforced. It's not a good trap.
I have no idea what's going on, guys. Which side is unprotected?
As of right now, this side, I'm about to get over here.
Okay, Isaac. The right-hand side, the two sides on the right of the temple are unprotected. The side top left is partially protected with fire, but not very well. And then the bottom left side is well protected.
Okay. Is anyone coming from the top right?
Not really. They definitely could get there, but that's not their direct. That's not where they're rushing right now.
They're coming from here and here, Isaac.
Yeah, primarily here and here.
Okay. Well then, if this side is not perfectly protected, I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Well, you're going to see them rushing to charge up the stairs together.
And I will load my explosive bullet.
All right. Well, you go ahead and attack. I mean, I think you had time to load it.
I want to get them as they get to the top of the stairs. I kind of want to shoot into the group, behind the leaders.
Oh, behind the ones that are going to catch on fire.
Yeah, no, I want the first batch to hit the fire, and as they kind of mill up and mush up right here,
Okay.
I want to shoot right into the middle of the pack.
All right. Well, let's do a speed attack roll to see how you do.
I will again use 2 levels of effort.
What are these guys, level 3?
They're 4s. Just the little clown car ones are 4s. They also.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So you wait, and you have we ever seen an Archibald fire trap before? Archibald, can you describe how that goes off when it goes off as intended, when a whole wave of enemies hits it?
Basically, as they cross the barrier up here at the top of the stairs, a wall of fire erupts like 10 feet tall and just roils there. And this one in particular is going to roil for like 2 minutes.
Okay, well, I mean, they were charging up. They have a lot of traffic behind them, a lot of momentum forward. The ones in front can't stop as they're imprisoned in the trap, and the ones behind them are also being pushed by further back crowders. And so a sort of stampede effect at first drives a huge number of them directly into the fire, which seems to be almost an instant death for them as they come shrieking out the fire on the sides and on the other side, and scrambling to roll on the ground and panicked or just sort of collapsed. As that's happening, Hootie, you wait. You wait just long enough. You wait for the whole wave that's getting in. You wait for their momentum to slow and them to begin to try to turn and sort of mill about a little bit. And then you hit them right in the dead center. And this explosion, I mean, it's big enough. It takes out this ancient stone tower here and takes out a huge chunk of the stairs. As fishy bodies are just flying, and there's a huge fireball as as fishy bodies are flying down the stairs and collapsing everywhere, and there's screams. The war is on.
I turned my attention from that particular angle. It will not be a problem. Moving on.
Well, it does occur to you, you do see a couple of them, Hootie, that are trying to climb up here, like sort of on the edge, and they're going to be able to, a few of them probably going to be able to get around.
Well, good thing I had 3 loaded guns. Actually 4, since I used the same rifle.
That's your turn, though. And we're going to get to Joseph. And Joseph, as you stand at the bottom, you see this wave of mobs coming at you. They are in front of, there's so many of them that they can't slow down to try to take their ranged attacks. So they are all just dogpiling.
And I'm over here kind of by myself.
Yeah, and then you got this 20-foot wide staircase at your back. Now you can use the staircase to get the high ground on them, If you just sort of back up and sort of try to keep them in front of you, that will be challenging though, as there's so many.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna try not to get surrounded, but I'm gonna use the high ground. I'm gonna try to backpedal as well as I can, and just you know swipe them with my greatsword in swaths.
All right. Let's do. Is this a might attack or a speed attack? I feel like it should be might. Okay, good. Because there's gonna be a multiple enemy type situation.
Oh, come on.
Ooh.
Got an XP? You want to reroll that?
I mean, I do have an XP.
Your first attack swings wide of the first wave. They do reach you. Let's do some. I think they're trying to grapple, but they're also just trying to bite. All right, let's do. Actually, just
Might defense.
It's might defense.
Okay.
Okay, you make the first one. There's two more. Is they're attempting to bite your neck? Okay, yeah, you shed both of them with a nice little duck and roll as those two go sliding off of you. And the
As a major effect, he regains the high ground.
yeah, you're able to escape. You're able to keep from getting surrounded, and you regain the high ground on them. The last place you didn't. Let's cut to inside. All right, is Sarah here?
Wait. I want to set up another trap real quick.
I'll go check while you do that.
Yeah. Go for it, Archie. Oh yeah, yeah. You get down a whole nice row.
Perfect. One more fire trap there. And then I will leave these, pull out that Book of the Amber Wizard, and start making my way towards Joseph.
Okay. Okay, perfectly fair. All right, and so Joseph fighting them off on one front. This side has this side here has been scrambled. They haven't really reached this side yet. Everybody's acted except I want to go inside. Now I'm gonna go inside.
I'm just swinging my legs on the altar, waiting for my turn.
As you're waiting for your turn, Elsie, you notice there's a pebble in the middle of the altar.
What color is this pebble?
It's just a dull gray pebble, but you recognize it.
I pick it up. And
It
examine
was you traded it for something long ago. You don't remember what?
I take it in a bucket and I search through my bag and count to 7, and wherever my hand is, I pull that object out of my bag and put it on the altar.
Okay. The item you pull out is a clear glass marble. It's kind of misshapen, not a very good marble, and it's sort of like warped. And as you put it down, it sort of rolls awkwardly, and when it does, it reflects the tapestry that's hanging over the altar in the center of the pavilion. And as you look into the reflection of the tapestry, you see Bonton on the he's in the position of the part being removed.
Where is he right now?
He's standing behind you.
Hey, Bonton, go remove the heart. Go remove the heart. Go up to the altar and take his heart.
So the position I perhaps was not clear. Bonton, in the version of the tapestry you see in the reflection, Bonton is the one whose heart is being removed.
It's your turn. It's your turn, Monsieur.
I suppose this is not going to be as easy as the last time. I look over at Marguerite to see if is she motioning me anywhere specific.
No, but she's taken a keen interest in your goings on over there.
You hear from the top of the temple, hurry the fuck up!
All right, well, I run over to the altar and lay myself down.
She lays down in front of you, Bonton.
No, on the other altar.
Oh no, that altar burned, Sarah.
Oh,
That
gotcha.
altar burned up, and as you were sort of pulled away from it, it was already burning.
Perfect. So I lay down on this one and push Bonton on the floor.
I get back up and I look her right in the face and just say, Elsie, I cannot guide you this time. This is all you. I need you to be strong. And you need to be the hand of fate.
Is this what you want? I have this, and I pull out Malefique. Isn't that the one I still have?
No.
I pull out
dead.
Rahab.
You have Anqua and Rahab.
I pull out Anqua and Rahab.
Oh. Like, how? What do they look like?
It's a soul gem. So it's basically just looks like a rock to you.
Oh, okay. I take the rock in my hand and look at it. Does it
You
mean
hear their
anything to me?
voices faintly, Bonton. Yee! Don't die! We'll come back to you!
Which way do you want? The altar, or this? It is up to you. I present with you two choices, and I will follow your lead.
I squeeze the rock in my hand tightly, and then I lay down on the altar.
The temple
do what I
continues
must.
to shake with power.
I go over and do the same thing I did to Charlie.
Just close your eyes.
I'm staring directly at Marguerite and watching for her approval.
She nods at you.
All right, and then I stare directly into Bontom's eyes as I do the deed and push it in.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait,
I
I've changed my mind.
Wait. You don't kill me yet?
The dagger like pierces skin, and Bonton's like, "Oh!"
Wait.
Oh, never mind.
Can we go to St. Louis?
Okay.
No, I pull the potion out that Archibald gave me. Right? It's a potion? He gave me something.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
it's a potion.
potion. It gives you a free level of effort for intellect defense checks against intellect defense checks versus like nature magic.
I'll drink that.
And wear your pendant.
Yes, I put the pendant on, and then I have the soul gem in one hand, and then Elsie's pebble in the other, and I just have my hands down to my side, and okay, Elsie. Now I'm ready.
I also, at this point, I take the other pebble and put it in his hand with the soul gem.
Okay.
So he's
All
got.
the pebbles, whole handful of dead rock.
Yes. Oh yeah, you also have my good luck rock too. Is that in your hands? You've got 3
Yeah.
pebbles.
Or my pet
All right,
rock.
cool.
I gave you my pet rock, Bonton.
All right. So I go over and I put the dagger in his heart. It's still
So
dripping with
nonchalant.
Charlie's blood.
Okay.
And I stare Bonton in the eye as I push down gently.
As you push down gently, the war outside rages, Bonton, and you hear the sound of and your vision is filled with this huge image of a magnificent green snake as she just sort of expands in size and scope to your perspective to a size unimaginable, and her voice rings in your head and it says, "Yes." and then outside Hootie and Joseph, it's you guys' turn.
Who do you want to go first?
Yes. So, tell me what's going. So, Archie has gone to the.
There
other
are
side.
a few stragglers climbing up the walls here and here. Their main path is blocked. There are some that are clearly going to make it around this edge. It's not going to be like a huge horde, but there's going to be a significant number that are going to make it here.
And Archie's headed there.
Archie's already there and acting.
Okay.
Looks like that's going well.
Okay.
On the top side, there has been no real movement towards this top right one.
And Joseph's at the.
And Joseph is, I would say, struggling at this side, at the front entrance. Isaac, you don't get to sit there and That's the tactic.
I mean, I can go first, Isaac, if you want.
I shoot at one of the ones that's over, whatever's, making the most progress over here.
So so one of them has managed to climb up and is getting behind the villagers here.
Okay, I'll pop him.
Okay. Yeah, easy speed attack roll for you.
Shooting for the eye. With 1 level of effort.
Nailed it.
I shot.
Yeah, you just that dude just goes spinning off the balcony and down into the ground below.
Okay, and now if I make a level 2 speed roll, I think I can move as well. So I'm gonna start moving towards Joseph.
Okay. Gonna get physical.
Made a level.
That is not a make. Okay.
What does a 2 get me?
It's a natural 2.
I don't move very much.
He doesn't get down there. It's still just you, Joseph. So it's you. They're trying to flank you.
I see that. So I'm holding my greatsword in my right hand, and I'm going to reach around my back where I've got the staff of Molov secured underneath my cloak. Mm-hmm. And as I'm pulling it out, I think in my head, okay, Molov, we're here. It's your time to shine. And I think about the laser eyes that Elsie got him to fire out before at the snake creature. And hope that he decides to shoot lasers out of his eyes again. And I'm going to try to...
All right, you hold him out in a defiant way, and lore check.
Hopefully he wants to, do his thing. 7.
Yeah. The eye of the staff lights up, and as it does, it's sort of a concentrated beam of this divine power, and it just burrows out like a laser, and the first fish it hits, it just sort of pierces through his armor like it's nothing, and it drives its way out the other side.
I was gonna try to sweep it with an arc as I'm backing up the stairs.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll a speed attack roll.
Kind of covering my flanks and whatnot. Hey, that's their difficulty.
Yeah, so you're able to one of them that was behind you, you managed to catch him in your swoop as you now are able to back up the steps at several more layers, and you are above them once again. But you hear Mulov's voice.
Those birthed by sacrifice or abominations. Destroy the abominations.
He's talking about these fish creatures, right?
Nope.
You might want to roll an insight check.
He's talking about the serpent. What's he talking? Who are the abominations?
I roll an insight check, and I'll tell you if
You said those
yeah,
destroyed
for
by
sure.
abominations.
He's talking about the serpent.
Yeah.
Do I have time to communicate with him, or are we in the midst of battle?
Yeah, I mean, you could say one line, yeah.
All right, I say to him, We're going to need the Serpent's help in the upcoming war. I doubt we'll have her cooperation, but I have a plan to stun her and perhaps get her to negotiate.
We agreed to destroy her. Do not betray me.
I don't have time to argue, but I do have something to say, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, but you're gonna have to wait for next time.
next
because
round of
that's,
combat, I'll do this
yeah,
one
yeah,
sentence at a time.
This is just sort of like him warning you. The beam of from his staff is twirling about and is absolutely ignoring their very thick body armor, just cutting them down at any who come within range. And the beam extends about 8 feet.
Okay, good. So yeah, I really need this laser thing to keep working.
But that's your turn.
Okay.
Okay. Did we do Archie?
Nope, not yet.
All right, let's do you. And then we'll
I am
cut
going to spend this first round reading from the book of the Amber Mage. I would like to get maybe around here or here.
There are some fish folks trying to climb up this sidewall over here to get around the fire.
That's fine. That gives me a line of sight on them. All right, and I'm gonna do something weird. I'm not trying to summon their souls. I want to try to summon the deep one through them. But I have to wait till next turn before I can even attempt something.
Okay, well, you're watching them. They're going to be up here next turn, perhaps within striking range.
I move back inside the temple.
Okay, fair enough. So that's your turn. Inside Bonton, the snake is all you can see, and you hear her. She says, "You have joined us. Welcome." You're muted, I think.
Oh, great Telatukule. I seek your guidance.
Your respect is welcome, brother.
Thank you. I have brought you home. I believe that is what you wanted.
Yes. And now you will live forever with us.
You are back with your family, no?
Yes. It is your family now.
I must humbly ask you. I do have another family, and I do wish to stay with them instead.
You will never be free of us. Are bound now. As she sort of speaks, she sort of begins to sort of shrink away from you, sort of out, sort of to zoom out almost. And as that happens, you see inside her is Charlie, and he's sort of still wearing his feathers and his ceremonial garb and paint, and he shuffles over to you and grins at you.
I walk over to him, or if I can walk.
Yeah.
I
Then you
walk
just
over
sort
to
of
him.
move. You don't really feel like you're walking. You're just sort of. It's not a real place.
I take him by the arms, kind of like as an embrace. Mon frère Charlie, I see that you have transcended.
We are all home now.
I am glad to see that you are at peace. Did you find your family, the one you said you lost?
Yes.
I am glad that you are here and that you are happy. But I must tell you this is not my family. I am not happy like you.
Well, you are wrong, of course. This is your family, but it's not your only family. You placed your trust in your family, and that trust shall be rewarded. Elsie, as this is happening, you're sort of staring, your eyes sort of open, and we're always open, staring at Bonton. And as his heart sort of stops beating, and your hand slides into his chest, his eyes remain open, remain locked, and and as you pull back from the altar with your hand just oozing warmth, the altar begins to light. You didn't do it. It must have been someone, but the altar just begins to burn. At first, there's just a little tickle of fire, and Grills outside, Hootie. Grills suddenly stops. She's flying through the air. She's spotting the above the temple. She suddenly stops, and then just sort of flutters sort of weakly for a moment, and then begins to plummet down to the ground.
Well, my priorities have changed.
Inside Elsie, you see the amulet on Bonton's chest begin to engorge. It becomes huge, and it's this green amulet that, as you know it, and it has a certain glow to it, but it seems to be swelling with golden power that sort of just overwhelms the amulet.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
And as it does, you see the altar burn away in a matter of seconds. The fire encompasses all of Bonton, and as the flames just sort of flash over the altar and then burn away, you see Bonton is standing there, dressed in his original clothes that you saw him in, but in their finest shape, their finest possible state. His captain's hat rakishly on his head, his purple silks billowing from his arms as he steps out of the fire with the amulet on his chest, just surging with power, just sort of levitating off of his chest, and he just sort of stands up.
Mon frère! And I give him a big hug.
The father of fire snakes.
Elsie, what? And I put my hand on my chest, like expecting to feel a wound.
You look at Elsie; she's holding a human heart.
I am? Oh.
Give that back.
Well,
I
you
probably-
didn't see it, Elsie. You're in your perceptive universe. You just had some water running over your arm or something. But
Elsie's out here stealing hearts again.
yeah.
I wonder whose heart it is.
As you look at Bonton, the heart just sort of slowly like trickles out and it beats its last beat.
Elsie, what did you do?
What do you think she did?
Oh, what do you wanted me to do?
I don't know. Wait, where was I? Thought I was laying down. Now I'm here.
What is
Wait.
in your hands? Look in your hands.
As you're talking, you're realizing fire is spouting from one side of the pavilion. There's gunshots, and Joseph is shouting. There's the sound of the villagers chanting all in the background as you guys talk.
We must go. They need us. And I quickly run down. I guess. This
As you
backside?
do, they need us. You hear us.
They need
and-
all of us.
And as you say that, you feel the rock that you were handed just sort of lights up with two fiery eyes, and the two fiery eyes just seem to need to be freed. And by your word, they are. And one of the Rahab heads to your right arm and Anqua to your left as you feel their warmth once more in your forearms, and your blades become alive again.
So much for summoning Milo. God damn.
Wait,
Well,
what?
you got rid of some of the demons. You killed some of them. Well, you welcomed him back, right, Monton? That's the way I understood that response.
Yes. I am
so-
making amends with all of my demons.
Okay.
I mean, that was
yeah.
the whole point. I felt Bontemps was mad that I got rid of all of them, so I gave him the opportunity to choose them.
And he did, and the fiery blades emerge from his knuckles once more as he charges down the steps near Joseph, I would assume. But before he gets there, Joseph, you're going to have to survive one more round as they attempt to surround you. And Bear, you can go next, but you've just been distracted as Grills, something hit her hard.
I'm running full speed, jumping off the side of the temple, whatever needs to be done to catch her before she hits the ground.
Okay, well let's do you first. Let's do a speed check. You're gonna have to run. You're probably gonna have to like vault up to the top level here of the top of the sort of this section of the tower and bolt up here in this direction.
Okay, on it. With 2 levels of speed effort.
Okay. Bear was almost next to you, Joseph. You were almost about to feel some comfort in having a ginormous tank to keep your back clean, and then he just turns, bolts, and with the fastest you've ever seen Bear run, he like vaults up to the second level of the temple and bolts across out of sight. Bonton, even as you were arriving, you see Bear just break and run. Bear, you arrive though just in time to catch Grills as she sort of flutters weakly down, almost directly downwards, and you catch her. And as you do, you see there's a spike in her chest.
I pull out the spike, take my amulet, and put it on her.
Wait, didn't you give the amulet to Bonton?
I gave Bonton the crystal amulet. I didn't give him my might healing amulet. But I do actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use one of my might potions.
Okay.
3 4-point might potions. I'm going to dump one of those down. Pull the spike out, dump one of those down her throat.
Okay. It's tricky to get her to swallow immediately, but you manage to get it done. And as the potion takes hold, her breathing sort of returns to normal, and she starts straightening herself up and pulling her wings together where she was all sort of limp and weak before. But she starts strutting around, but trying to like get back on her feet.
Stay here. No movie. Don't fly anywhere. Those fish spike you. I'm gonna go kill those fish.
She like shuffles on 2 feet. She like shuffles over to like a hole in the rock and like settles into it.
Be back.
But there was something else wrong with her. It wasn't just the spike. It was something more. She seems weakened. She hides. That's your turn. Bonton, actually, Joseph, I think it's your turn, right?
Okay,
And,
so I guess first will be the laser attack.
Yep. Okay. So you don't get nearly as many this time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get nearly as many this time. A couple of them managed to sort of circle around you where you thought Hootie was going to be trying to protect you. And so now you don't necessarily have the high ground, and some of them are trying to get your back.
Okay, so I need some speed defense rolls.
Yep, let's say 4 of them.
Jesus. It's not gonna happen
We got this, man.
unless I roll
That's
a natural
two.
20 from
Oh
my
yeah, you.
first.
So for criticals, I'm like letting you deflect 2 attacks, like deflect 1 attacker into the other or something like that.
Okay.
So you don't even need to roll for the second one, and then so the third and fourth. That is make and wait. These are 3s. No, these are 4s. These are both
Yeah, you
fails,
said
right?
they're all 4s. And I failed
these
by
are 4s.
1, bro. I rolled 2 8s. If those would have been 9s. Jesus. It's
They
destined.
attack from both. They attack from 2 sides, and they just get you. Their teeth sink in. They do 8 points of might damage each,
Okay.
and they
God
and now you need a might defense check. 2 of them actually.
All right. Well, let me
As they are
do
poisonous.
damage. Okay. And then might defense.
Mhm.
I need 2 of these.
Yep, that's a make.
Oh,
That's not
God.
the make. So you your vision begins to blur as you're getting a little bit dizzy. So this is a progressive condition. Right now, you are at a negative asset. At the end of your next turn, you will roll another might defense check. If you fail that, then you will be under the full control of the poison, which
Okay.
seems to make you want to like weaken and puke and pass out.
Okay.
Okay, so Joseph gets bit right in front of you, Bonton. You see, you just like scissor him on 2 sides, and as you're running down the stairs.
With my newly flaming blades, I just leap down the stairs, flames or with daggers out, trying to spear whatever fish just jumped on Joseph.
So you're gonna like 2-hand attack, like 1 on each of the of his assailants. They're sort of locked in position. So yeah, you could try that. It.
It was a double strike, so.
Okay. Those are 2 hits. How much damage do you do on these? On 1, or you just?
Oh, I didn't have Fury activated, so it'd just be 10 on each of them.
10 on each. Actually, 10 is their HP. So you're you stab both of them right through the eye. Their eyes are exposed here as their heads are sort of locked, and you go boom boom eye on each of them, and the 2 creatures sort of like weaken and fall off of Joseph's neck. And Joseph Bonton is back with his demon blades.
Ha
Elsie, you just saw Bonton run down the stairs. Well, he kind of like leapt down and landed on Joseph's assailants. But you're at the top of the stairs. You see this battle unfolding in front of you. What would you like to do?
Where is Marguerite, or what is she doing? And does she need my assistance?
She is gathering the villagers as now they're pulling away from the chant.
I assist her in gathering the villagers.
As you're assisting her in gathering the villagers, you see her smile at you, and she like kisses your cheek, and then she starts pushing the villagers this direction.
I pull the villagers that direction.
Okay.
I lead them.
Archibald, you're noticing that a lot of the villagers are now moving in the direction of a fire trap.
I was gonna ask, weren't those guys like a bunch of fish people running around this side anyway? Wouldn't they have triggered it by now?
Yeah, so as they get to the edge here, as you get further out here, you see fish people sort of emerging down at the bottom of the stairs. They haven't reached the top of these stairs yet, but there's too many for you guys to try to fight your way through. As she looks down, Margarita says something to you in Spanish that you don't understand, but she says something to the other men around her, and some of them pull out long sticks, some of them pull out sort of club type devices, and they start creating a sort of a circle
I grab my whip and join in the circle.
Okay. Just as the circle is sort of closing, one of the fish people who climbed up over on this side climbed up here and is sort of charging towards and attempts to attack one of the villagers, but it's close to you, so you could. Can you roll initiative to see if you go before that guy?
Sure.
Is not before that guy. Okay, so he hits that villager, and he just the teeth sink into the neck, and he just with one turn of his powerful neck, the monster just rips the neck out of this villager, and as he's turning to you, now it's your turn.
I whip that sucker.
No more Indiana Jones references?
Sure.
I whip it. I whip it good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is this speed, might, intellect?
This is a speed attack roll.
Cool. I'll use one effort.
Intellect defense.
I'd use your intellect whip. That's a hit.
It's like Mind Spike.
That is a
except for
hit.
Mind-
Your whip wraps around him. It slams into his back as it like sort of latches around under his shoulder, you sort of have him on the whip. But let's see. That's your turn. Let's cut to Archibald.
Okay.
We've
Archie.
watched you whip. Now let's watch Archibald Nay Nay.
Right.
Yeah, right. I want to do something. I want to do something weird. I go out over here, and I assume there's other fish people kind of spilling up over here.
Yeah, they
That's
are.
all
They're trying to climb up around the fire. Yeah.
All right. I want to use my Book of the Amber Mage, and I want to try to suck in the souls of the entire horde by latching onto the connection to the old deep one. It's like a unique. I guess it's an adaptation of what this book can do. Normally, it just siphons the soul of like one creature. I want to collectively siphon all their souls.
Okay. All right. I am going to raise the difficulty to the level of the deep one to make this a success.
All right.
And that level is a 9.
Okay.
A 9?
Yeah, apparently so. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm trained in magic. I'm also trained in the use of Cypher, so I have 2 assets there, and I'm going to dump 4 levels of effort into this shit. So, get a total of +6. Add 1 to whatever I roll here. God damn it! No,
Damn.
I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm re-rolling that shit. Fuck that. What did I roll?
5?
I rolled a 5. Yeah, no, we're gonna die.
Oh. Wait. Yeah, no, that's not enough.
All right.
I don't wanna
So
go my way.
You rolled a 6 for your second attempt.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's like
All right,
bullshit.
Ivy, I'll throw you one of my XP. How about that?
Well, yeah, 'cause that's an 8 technically. But all right, fine. One more roll. There we go.
Yeah,
10.
9.
yeah, you rolled a 12. Yeah.
Exactly
Okay,
what
so,
you needed.
As you're doing this, the book lights up and the amber begins crackling with an arcane power, and as it does, one of the fish people is sort of looks at you and you focus your power on him, and he just sort of locks in place, and then a little trickle of power seems to seep out of the book, and it just sort of trickles into his chest, and then it splits, and then it hits the five that are still trying to climb up behind him, and then it splits again into 10 more beneath them, and then it continues to spread out in a wave.
Oh shit. Chain soul sucking.
Yeah,
It
dude.
is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm not trying to avoid the comparison. Okay, so
His mouth.
Temple of Doom, Isaac. Temple of Doom.
I'm a better word for avoiding the comparison, I think. So as you guys are on this side fighting away, you hear this odd crackling sound from the far side, and it seems to be increasing in scope and loudness dramatically. But let's cut back over to, we got Archibald. I think we're on Hootie, Joseph, Bonton, Elsie, Archibald. I think that's how we're doing it. So Hootie, you're up.
How's Joseph looking? How many more does he have down there?
There's
All of
so
them.
many.
All of them. I don't think I have any more massive.
You're all out of area of effect bullets.
Yeah, I think I am. Alright. Well, I'm gonna take a flying leap off of the top of this level of the temple that I'm on towards the stairs, transforming as I go.
All right. This is going to be a might check, because leaping is a might check, and you're leaping down, which is going to require a lot of strength to not injure yourself onto broken stairs that are covered in fish people.
Consider myself super specialized in this might check.
As Hootie leaps off the building and his size dramatically increases and feathers and beaks emerge and his huge body slams into the stone stairs right next to Bonton.
Don't forget though.
You're okay. As you slam down into the stairs next to Bonton, breaking the stairs, you land perfectly flat, and you're in position now to protect Joseph's rear.
My rear needs
Could you just
protecting.
like a little
Rudy.
It is a truly divine rear.
His rear's all yours.
Those fish can have the neck. Okay.
Always the bear's roll, bring up the rear.
Oh god.
Okay. So bear slams down. That is your turn, though. The movement, and Joseph, you're up.
Okay, so I need some kind of roll for the poison. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So on your turn, you need to make a might defense check.
Okay, I'm going to be using my recovery roll at the beginning. I can, get a free recovery action.
Okay.
Is that going to help me at all with the poison? Not so much.
With the poison.
Yeah, my recovery roll.
And as no, it's not. It's still going to require it. I mean, this is a pretty low DC might check. I think you're going to make it, but you do want to make it.
Okay. I will. Now I also have. Okay, my repair flesh power. If I use my action to repair flesh, I can either add to my recovery roll or take my level up where it's like, if I have a negative asset because of damage, normally it's because I'm debilitated, not because of poison. But I can.
That's all right. I'll let that can work because this is like a debilitation.
Okay.
That's fine.
Well, then I'll use my actual round to repair, to do the quick recovery, to do the repair flesh magic. So that takes away that negative asset, and now I will roll.
Okay, go for it.
My
now
defense.
It's their DL4.
And I will use 1 level of effort. Oh, come on! Jesus. All right, I got 1 XP. I'm going to spend that 1 XP and re-roll that. Okay, thank you.
I was disappointed by that.
I did not want to turn into a fish.
I thought we were going to have Joseph just melting down into a wave of them. Okay. No, you fight it off, Joseph. There was a moment there where you were sure your knees had weakened. You were unable to hold the sword up. But then something in you drove you past that, powered you on, and then the poison just quickly fades away.
Awesome.
And that is your turn, however, and it is now Bonton. Bonton, they are everywhere. They are not particularly fast.
There's a vial of anti-venom, Elsie. Did you hand me something?
I tried to, but you didn't take it. You didn't want it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you wanted it, then would have kept it. I don't know if you gave it back to me or not. I tried to give it to you.
Okay, anyway.
However you want that to go narratively is fine with me, either way.
Yeah, that's up to you. Because if it's the will of the fates that if you had wanted it, that she would have given it to you.
Well, I see that Joseph is wounded pretty badly, so I step in front of him to put myself in front between him and the fish people, the horde. And I just start slashing away.
All right. Well, Joseph does seem to be sort of weakened there for a moment. Usually he would never let you get between him and bad guys. That's 2 hits. That's 2 kills. We're not doing any more damage rolls. These are mooks. You're murdering them. And the as you're stabbing away with the blades, you're hearing the yes, finally we're back. As Anqua rejoices in the bloodshed. He always seems to be the one that gets the killing blow.
I let them have their joy.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. And it is I think Elsie's turn.
Yeah, I take my fist and I shove that guy in its throat.
Okay, let's do it.
And I'm gonna put all my effort into it. So, I mean, 1 level of effort. So add 1 to that.
Oh man, you face crushed this fool. There is no fishy face left to be seen, as it is now inwardly focused. And the back of his head slams against the floor as you just power fist him down, and he just is completely dead.
Don't bite the innocent!
He doesn't respond to that, but you do see that the person, the one behind him, has identified you as a threat. Can you roll a speed defense check? Yeah, he shoots a spike. He sort of ducks his head. He shoots a spike at you, but the spike flies wide and slams into the ceiling.
Ha 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 ha! I'm coming for the rest of you, fishies.
All right, Archibald.
Does my ritual complete? Do I siphon the soul of the horde out?
So, seizing the power. Here's what's happening. The power is growing, and as it sort of branches out and hits another wave of them, you feel the power that's coming into your book is growing, and the book itself is fluttering, and it is hovering in the air and spinning, and its pages flutter back and forth, and it is shaking. You may roll a lore check or a sort of magic check to see what the status of the book might be.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Destroy your book day 1.
I know, right? Well, I'm not gonna spend any effort on this. I'm just gonna make a roll here.
Okay.
Critical failure. This is perfect, guys. This is how it's supposed to work.
Amen.
It's working great. Clearly going to be able to take in all of these things. For sure. This is the pinnacle of good ideas. And you should definitely not take your victory and go home.
Well, I haven't siphoned all the souls yet. We're still in danger, so naturally, no.
Okay. The siphoning continues. And the book is just glowing with this gently blue faint power. But it seems to be just flapping about even more frantically as the seconds progress.
You should just channel that into instant fireballs, bro.
What?
You should just channel that power into instant fireballs.
Well, I got fire traps. I got all kinds of shit set up. The way I see it, if I can just destroy the horde with this one spell, then that's worth it.
Cool, man. Keep it up.
Keep trying it. I mean, it's definitely holding this whole group here just locked in place. So, I mean, this whole side area, all the ones on these stairs are just being held in place.
Well, I mean, I imagine it's going off and siphoning into other guys.
Yeah, but mostly backup waves. But yes, right now.
Hold on. Isn't it this area over here? Because didn't I kill or
destroy them? Is everybody over here?
Well, they were still trying to find ways to climb up, Isaac. They were like packing over to the edges on both sides here to climb up. But yes, you did like definitely break the all-out charge for sure.
Okay, well, I think it's probably my turn.
It is your turn.
I pick up one of these fish fucks and I just overhand him straight down the stairs into the middle.
Barrel roll. Okay. The
Strike.
Do a might attack roll.
I'm going to use my wreck ability on this. I think that's an appropriate usage of it.
Agreed. That's yeah, okay. So tell me about wreck. What does that do?
Extra damage.
-1 off that roll, +3 to damage, and then my normal damage is 8. Now I'm just throwing a massive fish fuck down the stairs into the rest of them.
Yeah, and it's like you're aiming him down. So it'd be what 3, 8, 11, right? And then I'll give you like 3 additional points for just going downhill and having momentum. And and you just throw it down the stairs. At first, it doesn't even hit the stairs. It just hits some fish folks, and then as they fall, it just keeps going, and they sort of are getting crushed backwards. There are now no fish folk flanking Joseph, and you guys have a momentary breather where they're not going to be attacking anybody this round. So Hootie, your turn. Joseph, your turn now. Hootie just really drove them backwards.
I'll use this opportunity to keep taking out swaths with my laser weapon.
Okay. But
Oh,
Maybe not.
Olaf doesn't like you very much.
all right.
I'm gonna switch back to my sword
One second,
after
hold on,
this.
1 second. No. I'm getting my voice mod ready.
Oh yeah, we were in
You-
negotiations.
You've angered him.
You have failed me, betrayed me, and you still call upon me.
Alright, Molov. We're going to need not only the help of Nefi and you, but these nature demons as well to take on these invaders, to keep them from destroying our world. You said you wanted to end the war.
As you speak, Joseph, you suddenly you look around and you find yourself on a stone floor, but it's perfectly flat and it stretches in all directions as far as you can see. In the distance, there's a haze. You can't really see beyond an indeterminable a space of open floor. And then immediately, as you're looking, stepping through the haze is Moloch. He's an 8-foot-tall humanoid. He's covered in this dark, matted fur. He has the face and musculature of an angry goat. He steps out of the haze and he lowers his head, and his eyes are glowing white light, divine power. And he says,
You dared to interfere in my crusade. Our agreement was to destroy her, and you have betrayed me.
I too was on board to destroy her at first. I don't like her at all. In fact, I would expect that she would not go along with this negotiation, and it still might result in her death. But it seems very unwise not to try. I realize your hatred for her is from a place of emotion and anger. And I imagine Nefi has the same feelings toward you as well, and I agreed to talk to her on your behalf. But I believe acting out of this spite, out of this grudge, is only going to lead to our own demise. We have greater enemies.
She is blasphemy incarnate. She is the creation of sacrifice.
Would Nefi not say the same about you?
as you say that, and you can feel the anger in his eyes grows, and Do you want to roll some sort of persuasion check?
I will. In fact, I am going to use 3 levels of effort and my proficiency in persuasion. So add 1 to whatever I roll here. 8 total.
Well, okay. The flare in his eyes fades for a moment, and he says with a taunting tone,
Surely your courage exceeds your talent. Even the fee feared me.
My bravery lies beyond reason, sir. I do what is right.
just in one smooth motion, he lowers his head and charges forward. And it's so fast and so flawless in his movement. You need a DL8 speed defense check.
Okay. DL8 speed defense. This is not gonna go well. I'm going to use.
Got this, Joseph.
Yeah, 3 levels of effort into this as well. So add 1 to whatever this is.
Reroll.
I don't have any XP to reroll that.
Said, your courage exceeds your talent.
Reroll. I spent an XP.
Right, thank you, Ivy. Good.
I thought we couldn't reroll criticals.
Oh god, I still fucking. It's alright, I still failed.
It's a critical. It's not a critical fail. But
At least it's not a critical fail.
He lowers his head. He just he just is a blur of speed and strength, and his horned head slams into your chest and lights you up. You know, if you've ever seen like a football tackle where like somebody just gets their head down and drives their body through the chest of like a sort of a prone or sort of soft target person, just drives through them and back onto their back. It looks like that as he just drives you into the ground, and his eyes are huge yellow eyes lock onto you as his head is just like against you, pushing you, smushing you into the ground. His yellow eyes sort of creep up, and you can see them, and he says,
Last chance.
You're as stubborn as the goat that you take after. And I try to reach out to the God King.
oh, you're going behind his back. All right, well, we'll cut away from that. So that was Joseph, I believe. Who's next? Sorry, Bonton, right? You're muted, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah. What is Joseph doing behind me?
Joseph is just sort of standing there.
Like just staring off in the distance, or is he?
Yeah, there was a moment where you were sure he was going to pass out, like he was wobbling, but now he's just standing there and not moving.
Are we still being overrun, or what's going on?
Oh yeah, there's so many of them. There's dozens of them on the stairs, like within 3 stairs of you.
Okay, I kind of shove Joseph back a bit more, stand my ground, and attack a few more that are coming up the stairs.
Okay, yeah, you can take a couple of attacks. Yeah, so with each successful attack at this point, you're just cutting them down. They now are very wary to just charge at and approach you. So they're sort of trying to circle around, and so you're trying to stab the ones that are furthest away, furthest around you. And so it's sort of a game of like they're not trying to like directly charge you yet. They're trying to get the circle because they see how
my back to Joseph.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're keeping Joseph safe. Bear, you also are right there, just above them on the stairs. But that's not your turn. I think it's now Elsie's turn. Yes, Elsie. There's one more that's coming immediately towards the villagers, and there's another couple that are probably going to be able to climb up onto this top layer within the next round or two.
Oh, I run after them, dagger in hand this time, and stab the one at that black dagger that I stabbed Charlie and Bonton with, and go, "Ah!" and I shove it into one of them, aiming for their heart.
Okay. As the dagger is thrusting forward, you feel from the feet, from this temple, from the glowing yellow aura, the golden aura, it rushes through you and it fills your blade hand with power.
Nice. That means I get an asset.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Also, lots of damage.
I'll spend an effort on this too.
Okay. So that's not a hit, right? That's with F counted.
Correct.
You feel this stab, it just sort of brushes off of his thick armor, his very tough skin on his that protects most of his body. It sort of bounces off. The beam behind you, behind the dagger, sort of is all charged and ready to go, and then just kind of short circuits as it doesn't go off. But you feel it still possesses your movement and your blade. And you see the others behind him. They're sort of scrambling up onto this top level, and as the two of them look at you, like you see your reflection in their eyes, these sort of froggy, inset, dark eyes. There's sort of you see a glare, and you see your own reflection, and you're this golden creature that's bigger than Elsie, and is energy.
That was a warning. Get out!
They turn and flee, all of them. Then
So wait,
we'll
all the fish people down this stairwell just left?
Actually, the ones right here, the ones that were climbing up here. It was just a few of them.
I thought she was over here.
I thought she was over there.
I was wherever the villagers are. Wherever Marguerite...
Villagers are sort of clustered right, like behind here.
You told Marguerite to take the villagers a certain way.
Sorry, guys. I probably have just been talking to myself when I point at the screen with my finger. This is where Elsie is fighting currently. This is just a trickle of 3 or 4 of them coming up. Over here on your side, this side, I forgot at the bottom of the round, this trap was triggered by a not a huge wave, but a sort of a minor wave of these of fish people, and they were sort of driven back. They are sort of regrouping now. They're not even coming from this direction right now. This direction currently.
Okay, okay.
But I was with
So
the
they
villagers.
just sort of got blasted back there. Sorry, I forgot to do that at the bottom of the round. But over here they're sort of trying to climb up on this side, and Elsie just scared them off. Now it is your turn, Archibald.
All right. I see the power pulsing inside the tome. And I'm like, yes, there's so much. What else can I do with it? And then I want to try to siphon as much of that power off as I can without disrupting the flow, and napalm this side of the fucking temple.
Okay. Bonton and Joseph and Bear are sort of on that side of the temple.
I don't know exactly where they are, but I know there's a lot of like noise. It sounds like it's coming from the stairs. So I want to aim beyond the stairs.
Out into the jungle?
Out into the jungle and just napalm this shit.
Nothing could go wrong with napalming the jungle.
Not at all, dude. Happened in Vietnam, dude. Look how well that went.
Yeah. Victories all around.
Win-win.
Well, before I do that, quick question, Gabe.
Yeah.
There's like a lattice work or a lattice work of like, I guess, souls being siphoned into this book, right?
Yeah.
So is there like a glowing I see coming from like out here as it slowly spreads, or what's going on with that?
It's not. It's a very faint beam, a very gentle trickle of energy, but it is sort of, you can tell where it's hit because the ones it hits, it just sort of freezes them in place. And it has spread sort of down these stairs here out into this, out as far as you can tell out onto this trail here, but you can't really tell into the jungle where it's gone.
All right, so same plan. I want to siphon some of this power into a fiery napalm strike out on this side in the jungle.
Okay. All right then. This is going to be very difficult because of how much power this is and how dangerous this is.
What DL are we talking here?
So the DL of this encounter is a 5 overall for the tough guys. So it starts with that, and then I'm going to add 2 levels for being crazy.
For being crazy, okay. I will spend an extra level of effort, so let me think about this. Yeah, an extra level of effort. 9.
Ouch. The forest has never melted so fast. There is, as you guys are standing on this side on the top side of the temple with this horde between you and the trees, and then onward into the trees beyond and brush, you see this first. There's just a little ball of flame that just explodes outward with a beautiful symphony of fire that just not only consumes the trees and leaves instantly, but just wipes away the scourge of these fish people by just obliterating them with explosive power, just driving all of the vegetation, all of the creatures within it to the side. Each of you can roll a might defense check as the power of the blast washes over you.
Who? All of us?
Yeah, the 3 of you, Bonton, Joseph, and Hootie.
My defense, you say?
Yeah. Make? Not make and make.
Joseph,
I think it makes
my
sense
God.
I think it makes sense that Joseph would fail this because the Joseph is not currently like aware that he's making a might check. Probably.
Can I cover Joseph and give up my success?
I'll tell you what. I'll let him take half damage if you cover him, and you take half damage.
Okay, I'd do that.
Okay. As you cover him, that's so that's 8 points of might damage. So it's halved in half, 4 and 4. And you guys are sort of blasted with this wave of heat. Of course, the fish people are also blasted with that wave of heat. Only the ones closest to you had any chance of surviving. And some of them are thrown past you up on the stairs. Some of them burning. Their ranks entirely disrupted, although they are not exterminated for sure. Now it is Bear's turn. It's just been bathed in fire, Bear.
Standard procedure when Archie's around.
That was a much bigger fireball than usual.
Yeah, that does take one back a little bit. How's Joseph look? So Bonton's taking care of Joseph. Never mind. So how are the enemies dispersed? What can I want to?
I mean, they're sort of scattered now. Some of them are down around you. There's some injured ones, some burning ones, but there's also some that are just sort of scrambling away, trying to get past you.
Oh, well, I'm gonna just sprint towards them on all fours and then just tackle them.
Okay.
The whole group of them, if I can.
Yeah, you got like 3. There are 3 in a tight group that are just trying to get past you up to the villagers.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bull rush them off the side of the temple.
All right. Might attack roll. I'm gonna add 1 level of difficulty because you're doing it to 3 of them, but you got it. You just pile drive all 3 of them off the temple, and they just go crashing down below, awkwardly landing, probably debilitated at least.
Booty just smiles.
And it is now Joseph's turn.
Okay, so I reached down.
You just got crushed by Malav. Now his eyes are yellow and they staring you in the face.
And I'm pinned at the moment.
Pinned.
So I reach down to my belt where my magical rosary is hanging right next to my dirk, and I grab both in one in one hand, or in both hands, and I say, Nafi, aid your servant, and I plunge this dirk into this dude's heart.
Okay, that's a speed attack roll, Dilly.
Can I do might?
Yeah, I mean he's pinned you, so it's kind of a might. It's just opposed might.
Well, then add 1 to this. I'm using 3 levels of effort. Actually, add 2 to this. I'm using 4 levels of effort. No, wait, I only got 3, so 3 levels of effort. Booyah! So a 9. I rolled a 9. Oh, and I do extra damage. So
No, you rolled a 17. You rolled a 17. Yeah, so yeah, a natural 17 with all of your effort included does get the job done. You push him off of you, just drive him off of you, and you, as you do, you insert the dirk into his chest, and he staggers back, and his eyes flicker down into a dull glare, and he says,
There is still a matter of your faith. The level that you are working.
I couldn't hear any of that, but I'm sure it was awesome.
okay, I'm gonna try it again.
You still broke our deal. You may be powerful enough to stand in this place, but you broke our deal.
Yeah, still caught none of that. Could you say it in your regular voice, just so I can get...
Yeah, you broke our deal. You broke our deal. You may be powerful enough to stand here next to me, but you broke our deal.
I did not.
We
I
came
yet-
here to kill her.
And I agreed. I came here to kill her as well. I was hoping to reason with you before approaching her. I was obviously going to end up killing her because she was going to turn me down. But I wanted you on board just in case she didn't.
Why do you think I was in St. Louis? Do you think I like muddy water? No. I was there to kill that abomination, and that mission has not changed.
Well, how are we supposed to take on the invaders if we don't have everyone on board? The divine, the mere divine, and the nature.
Nature is not on the... How dare you speak such blasphemy? The divine stand alone in true power. Nature is... at nothing.
I faced her in battle as well. She's not nothing.
They have no right to exist. Their very existence is a blasphemy. They are a creation of blood and sacrifice.
I'm not wild about it. But I don't like her either. She seems even less willing to talk than you. I will agree to have her killed. But I can't have you constantly pushing me around. I need someone I can talk to and negotiate with.
You have proven yourself. If you call upon me, I will speak to you.
Well, let's get back to this battle.
And with that, you wake up and you see there's fire going all around you. You see Anton is like covering you as like the aftermath of a blast of fire seems to have raining, by the way, lizard or fish folk all around you as well.
Did you just tell an elder divine, okay, bye?
Yep, something like that. Living my best life.
All right, Joseph, on to Bonton. Is that right? I think so. Bonton is yes.
Yeah.
There were a few stragglers, Bonton. Some of them seem to be trying to run into the jungle. Some of them trying to be run up the stairs. But their enemy is decimated. And by decimated, I mean more than 90% of them have been depleted.
I'm gonna run up the steps and see if Marguerite and the people are okay.
Yeah, well, there are a couple of ones that have gotten past Hootie who are still on their way towards the villagers.
Oh yeah, I'll dispatch those guys.
All right, you got their back. Yeah, you got them. As they were trying to flee up the stairs, you just cut them down as you run past them with lightning speed. As you get to the top, you see that there are no more immediately threatening the villagers.
I wanted to see if Marguerite knew, kind of like see if there was anything that she knew that might be attracting these fish people, if it was something with the light up top.
Well, you see her there. She's huddled with the rest of the villagers. You see also there's a golden figure. There's a sort of a pillar between you and that figure. But there's a golden figure, sort of glowing with radiant power out on the this balcony over here.
Okay, I'll start making my way that way.
Okay. Elsie, what would you like to do? There.
Kill the fish people?
Well, they're running from you. They want nothing to do with you all of a sudden. You told them to go away, and they obeyed.
Oh. I'm gonna do a quick perception roll and see if I see any others to chase down and
Gotcha.
chase away. Cool.
No, you get over to the edge here, you see a fireball has gone off and completely just crushed most of the ones on one side, and then the others seem to be held mostly at bay by traps. You do think, however, that at some point they're going to be able to climb up over here.
I head that way. I run at full force, going, ay, 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 ay.
Bonton, you see the golden avatar just sort of flying and yelling at the top of its voice.
Do I recognize it as Elsie?
Roll just a fun intellect check.
Just fun.
Intellect.
I mean, I've made this sound before.
I think there's a good chance. Yeah, you definitely do. Also the dagger. You recognize the dagger as well.
Okay. In that case, I do not pursue that direction anymore.
That seems to be fully under control over there.
Curiosity sated.
As you guys are defending the castle here, the fish people, Elsie, some of them see you up there and decide better of trying to climb and just start disappearing out into the. But let's cut to Archie, and this will be our last person. Where are you in relation to the book?
I'm in front of the book. I haven't left the book side.
Roll an intellect defense check.
Like, what's going on here?
The power of the book, you're latched onto it. You siphoned it off in a huge wave, and suddenly it's too much. You can't control it, and it sweeps over you. Roll an intellect defense check.
The power of Christ compels you.
It's gonna have a soul.
All right, what DL? Is it the DL of the book?
8, as your opposition is the D4.
Okay. Add 1 to whatever I roll, because I'm going to pump in all the effort I can.
Okay.
Nice.
Boom. Okay, so as you feel an overwhelming wave of magical power just absolutely swamp over you and just completely drown you in flashing power, you just stay where you are. You don't move. Keep focused on your breath, and suddenly it passes, and the book slams closed, and it's humming with a dark power.
The Necronomicon. He
I
was
hold
born.
the book in my hand, and Archibald is just overwhelmed in awe, like he just found something that is gonna make everything right. He is just enamored with this book. He's just staring at it.
As Archibald stands there with the book in his hands, it's dark power seeping out of it around him with a tiny hint of a mist, and you guys clean up, mop up. The fish folk run for the trees. It is not long before the snakes begin to return, and the temple sort of powers down gradually. Elsie, you've been flying about, dispatching any fish person you could find, but suddenly you find yourself on the ground underneath a jungle tree, just tired and breathing very heavily. Your hands are covered in fish ooze.
Where's Margarita?
She is up on the stairs, looking down at you.
She is still in the blender.
Yep.
What? Blender?
There it is. Yep. And as you look up at her, she smiles and waves her hand for you to rejoin the rest of the villagers.
I go back to the villagers.
And they just sort of, the group of villagers sort of opens up as you approach, and you just sort of get swallowed up into the center of them, and they begin moving out of the temple down to the down towards town.
Yeah, I open up my music box, so I fall asleep and hope that they carry me back to town.
Oh, they carry you. They carry you with like the gentlest of, the utmost care.
Yeah, I got my
So-
music box.
Did the serpent goddess show up? What happened with that?
The serpent goddess is here now.
Okay. Just wanted to know where that, because I didn't notice what happened.
She's here
with the
and
ritual.
she's loosed. She's on home turf. She's loose. Essentially, she's fully powered and operational, and she lives here.
she's aimed at Alderaan.
Yes.
So in other words, she can mop up these,
Yeah, these fish people aren't going to be a problem for her.
and we can leave.
Y'all can leave. I have to destroy the serpent goddess. But that's for the next game.
As you guys are sort of, the villagers are beginning to trickle out, sort of in their group, sort of head down the stairs out of the temple. Joseph, you're sort of lingering behind. Elsie is definitely not lingering behind. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, it's
Archibald.
I'm going back up to get grills.
She's already on your shoulder by the time you're next to her.
I'm feeling you, fluffy little.
She sort of snuggles up to you, and her eyes are droopy, and then she sort of like sinks her talons into your shoulder really hard, and then falls asleep.
I'm still in bear form, so okay. I feel no talents.
Yep. So Bear's over there. What are you guys doing? What are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I was just gonna say Archibald is just standing in place, staring at the book, saying, "Glorious. It's so glorious." Until somebody like snaps him out of it.
This book is emanating like a black mist and kind of hovering on its own.
I circle around and I walk over to Bear and hand him back the amulet and thank him for his support. And then I run over to Elsie as they're carrying her away and put the pebbles into her pocket.
No.
And I go over to Archie and see that he's just like chanting to himself, and I just kind of like shake him out of it to thank him for his potion.
Bon ton. Yes. I grabbed the book, I put it in my coat. Yes, I'm glad to see that you're doing fine, old boy. Yes, And I started walking after the procession,
I kind of give him a weird side eye, and then I run over to Joseph to make sure he's doing okay.
A weird eye side eye. Oh, nice, nice.
Joseph is examining his Moloch staff. It's powered down currently.
I want to, when Anton hands me that amulet, I take it by the chain. I don't touch it. I look at it.
It's been used.
Well, wasn't it all blown up with golden energy and shit?
Not right now, it ain't.
Just tap it with a claw.
A normal click, click, click.
I hand it to Grills.
Grills is like sound asleep.
I put it over Grills' neck, so it just hangs there.
Just giving her some ice.
Okay. Joseph, you're standing there. You're approached by Bonton. I mean, you're approached by Bonton.
Joseph, what happened up there? You were out of it. Are you okay?
Aye. Moloch had made contact with me in the middle of the battle. I had agreed to help him destroy the serpent goddess. But it appears that she has gotten loose back into the temple while I was attempting to deal with these creatures.
You did what? You agreed to destroy the serpent?
Aye.
No. You can't do that. We have a bargain with Tulatukule. No. We must figure out a way out of this.
What was your bargain?
I am family with her now.
When did this happen?
It was part of the ceremony.
Is this an agreement so she wouldn't destroy you as part of the exorcism?
It was part of her being one with me. I brought her back home, but I had to give a piece of myself as well.
Jesus. Well, my original intention was to attempt to create some kind of treaty amongst the mere divine and the divine and the nature goddesses. But I haven't talked to the Serpent Queen about this yet. And Moloch is not happy.
No, he is a vengeful one.
He is what?
He is a vengeful one. I can see why he would not be happy.
I attempted to persuade him during the battle. And that's whenever me and him had our words. And you saw me leave my mind temporarily. I'm not sure if I'm going to get him to agree at all to this treaty that I wish to draw. Those demons that you have within you, they're also mere divine as well, correct? They're not nature.
Yes, correct.
Moloch is their king, I believe.
He may have been their king, but they are loyal to me.
And Bonton, you would know that it's more complicated than that. Moloch isn't really their king as much as he's one of the gods amongst a few.
I don't know that you want to be bargaining with this Moloch. If I am not mistaken, that is the altar that we defaced back in St. Louis, that those cultists were worshipping Moloch.
Correct.
Why are we striking bargains with this man?
He wished to draw a treaty, peace treaty with Nafi, and I believe that there's some agreement between Moloch and Nafi. They were the ones that had the Great War before. The Great War between the divine and the mere divine. Nafi has been gone. We have an external threat, And I believe an alliance between the two would be very advantageous in the upcoming defense of our realm.
We will need to figure out how to convince him that we cannot destroy Telatukule. We will have to find another way.
I'll discuss this with him further. We need to get our rest. Now is not the time either way. I contact Moloff and I tell him I need to rest before anything is done with this serpent goddess.
You never got the sense that he cares about time in that scale, Joseph.
He
Just to be
doesn't?
clear, he doesn't. For him, like today or tomorrow, the only reason it mattered now is because you had a chance to catch her when she was very weak. That was what he was pissed. You let her get strong again when you had her dead to rights as a weakling.
During the ceremony?
Right.
Yeah, stuck in an immortal.
Yeah. Easily killable in that state, and now she's not. So he knows you probably need to get some shit together for you. No,
Okay.
in any case, he only cared about the timing because of what the change in the threat level.
Okay. Well, this is more complicated now, so
She is home and this is her force, so we can go rest.
yeah, let's do that.
Okay, as you guys make your way out, Bear sort of trails behind you. Bear, these waters are full of snakes, but they don't seem to be bothering any of the people. And that's where we'll cut the adventure. I want to give, I think, 2 to everybody. That was a good one, a real good one. And extra to Joseph, extra to Bonton. You guys were awesome. And I think we'll start from there. What do you guys have in mind as where the next target might be?
Gotta go Tortuga. Gotta get rid of this pestilence.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, honestly, I think New Orleans could be a great destination. Like, there's a lot going on in New Orleans. We may be able to find some more information out there, too. Like, Tortuga, who knows exactly where that is?
Yeah. Mexico City might also be a stop while we're here. I mean, shit. We gotta
There
go to
is that factory. There is that
and
factory.
we gotta go to that, burn that factory down. I know how you
Yep.
like to do things.
What factory?
The old factory.
Yeah, there was rumors of a lantern factory out here.
Oh, okay.
You know, lantern factories catch fire. I mean, shit happens.
Yeah, dude, all those, like, smelting processes, they're bound to, like, give out sometime, you know?
Yeah. Especially when you hurl explosive fireballs directly at them.
Yep.
After putting it in oil for completely
know.
illegitimate purposes.
Now that I have this dark book, I can just start casting napalm strikes on everything. It's gonna be great.
Fantastic.
Okay, so the next target is your little burn fest at the innocent place, and then where? What do you guys think?
Well-
I think we go back to the coast. I don't know.
Okay.
North might be right. Can't give these clowns much more time, though. I mean, if they're this far inland with hundreds everywhere.
Yeah, but I can tell you right now, man, if we want to go to Tortuga, we're gonna be fighting that god, which is the DL9. Right? That's the most powerful god we've had to fight so far, and this book can't contain it.
Is he mere
metagaming
divine?
just- No.
He
It's
is mere
nature
divine.
magic. Well, it's nature magic mixed with something else. Like near divine, you said?
Yeah, it's mere divine in nature.
I thought you
But
said it
this-
was nature mixed with near divine.
Well, so these creatures are mostly product of nature magic, but it was nature magic created by and infused with this mere divine god's power.
Who seems to be more
So, I mean-
powerful than Molov even.
Yeah.
Does Molov know this guy? So let's maybe, talk to Molov a little bit, because he still wants me to kill the Serpent Queen, right? But this guy who's a mere divine that's using nature magic, maybe Molov knows him. maybe this dude can speak to the Serpent Queen on our behalf, or speak to Moloff and convince him not to destroy the Serpent Queen, or whatever. I don't know. I think some demonic negotiations need to occur.
I think the only thing that Molov is going to hate worse than nature magic is is a mere divine mixed with nature magic, because those are the two things that he hates.
Regardless, I do like the idea of talking to Moloff about him at least, just to gain an idea of what this guy's all about. I mean, I agree with your assessment though. He's not gonna like him.
Well, yeah. So I think, I don't know, we need to talk to them. We need to figure out what's up with Nafi, because ultimately I think we really need to find, however, where Nafi is, if she's being imprisoned, if she needs to be resurrected. But I think Nafi needs to be on our radar. And
Well, I think if anyone's gonna know where Nafi was last seen, it's gonna be Moloff.
I think defeated Molov before she was defeated, and he's been imprisoned.
right.
Maybe the God King. The God
Yeah.
King might know something about where she was last sighted, before she disappeared from the face of the earth.
I agree. Best option.
Okay.
Okay then.
And he's currently at war with the invaders.
In Europe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we need to gather some intelligence, Gabe, I think, before we can figure out where we're going next.
Okay.
Right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. So maybe Elsie does a little mind link with our boy, with homeboy, the God King.
Nah, she ain't gonna visit him for a while.
No. Okay. Well, who are you thinking about? Is there anyone you would think about talking to?
I
Maybe
would.
somebody on the council.
Yeah, we need to contact someone
y'all
on the
have to
council.
But Elsie's pretty firm that the God King can't help us right now. He's got bigger fish to fry.
Arthur really liked you, Joseph.
He'll let us know when he's ready to.
Yeah, that's true.
Contact
Arthur did
us.
like me. Maybe there's a way we can contact him.
Do we still have the daggers? Could we do like a portal from here to go to the council?
I have the ability to open up portals with my sword and see them.
That's
with
sort
one
of
those.
in points where they're weak, where the barrier is weak, right? That's sort of like a special point type thing.
No, so
Yeah,
there's
so
a
we-
dagger. There were like those 7 daggers that we
Oh
acquired.
yeah, there's those.
And that
Yeah,
one
those
allows
daggers.
me to
You
see
need to
where the
think about those
barrier is
daggers.
weak. And the sword itself allows me to cut open the barrier.
Yeah, so if we have all the daggers, we can do the ritual, I believe, right? Isn't that what Lord Master used to open the portal with, is the 7 daggers?
That's how we did it last time.
Yeah,
Well,
so we
You
should
guys
be
did it
able to.
last time.
Pouring random blood on it.
Okay.
So maybe
so,
that's what we can do, is we can go back and visit the council.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think that would be. I think that would be wise if we could go back and visit the council next game.
I
Okay.
agree.
Well, that's one thing I could prep. That's a totally different direction. Yeah.
But factory first while we're here.
All right, you really
Well,
want to
no,
burn
the
down some
factory
shit.
is secondary, man. The factory is secondary. It's like an offshoot. It's like a side corporation for the major corporation. It
Right.
doesn't matter.
Let's have some
Right
fun.
here.
What?
It's like a convenience factor, though.
Yeah, why so
Right.
serious? Let's just burn some shit down. I don't even know why we're going
Burn
there.
the factory down.
I
Okay,
don't know.
we can settle that. We can settle that. I won't be a full adventure because I mean it's not going to be like heavily guarded or anything. But yeah, that we could do that if you want. And I will think about what the council looks like here in wartime. Think about how that would look too.
All right.
And you guys can go do that.
Why not fast travel? Because if we bounce to the council, then they can bounce us back to Kerwin Manor. Well, we don't have to dick
See, there you go. Or whatever.
Beautiful
Well-
ship is down here.
Here's the thing, guys. Keep in mind, if we go to talk to the council, months might pass or weeks while we're out there talking to them.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about that time warp thing.
Is that what happens?
Yep.
That is what happens.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck. All right, well, we'll figure it out.
Plus,
Let's just...
All
let's-
of our stuff is on the ship.
There's a lot of stuff on that ship, I think.
Yeah.
We'll find out a way to contact the council. I'll try to contact the God King myself if I can.
Okay. Well, you could try.
Okay.
You can certainly try.
We'll figure it out.
I'm thinking maybe somebody in town here has at least a direction.
Elsie can stick a dagger in your heart and see if you can get the God King.
Or
That's
maybe
a
my
plan.
built-in plot device, aka Rodrigo, can find something.
That's true. Or just let
Your
Rodrigo
NPC.
tell us where to go next.
Yeah, what an NPC he is. What a PC he is. What does he do? He like makes snarky comments once in a while and mostly nothing.
All right, guys.
Okay. All right. Great. I had fun, guys. Thanks. I'm hearing that the start time, because of work hours over at Men's Warehouse, is might be harder to make. Is that right, Sarah?
Yeah, that's going to be accurate. Effective not next week, but the week after.
Do we need
Do
to
you know
move
what the
it back to
official hours are
Sundays?
going to be?
Yeah, they're going to be open till 8 on Saturdays.
What the fuck, man? Like, was it 11 to 8?
No, it's worse than that. It's 10 to 8.
What?
Yeah, it's 10 to 9 Monday through Friday, 10 to 8 on Saturdays. I don't know what Sundays are. I think they're still 6.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Right. So we might want to consider a time shift.
Continuum.
Let's
I
just
mean,
bring it back to Sundays. I think we're gonna have to anyway.
We're gonna have to anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
not
I mean,
next
I'm
Sunday.
open for Sundays, to be honest. Saturday's just a little.
I'm okay with either. I'm okay.
It was a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about being
Yeah.
late this week. We just got
No worries.
distracted with activities.
We officially have a 3-year-old, by the way.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I have one. They suck.
You put it beautifully into words.
What's this? What's this?
Why? Why?
No.
Why?
He hasn't
I'm
gotten to
only-
why yet.
Oh, we haven't gotten to why. Well, we only got to it like 2-3 weeks ago. When it hits, it is so, because I actually try to answer it, you know.
Yeah.
But you can only get to like the factorial of something, you know, of why so far, and then I'm like, I actually don't know the answer of why to that.
I will welcome the Y phase if it gets him away from the no phase, because everything is no right now. Do
He
you
said,
want waffles? No. Do you want to open presents? No. Do you want to do anything? No. So, I will happily answer all the why questions.
I just want this hitting phase to get done.
Your
We
kid's
never
in the
hit a phase,
hitting
we
and a
definitely
no
have
phase?
a
That
no
sounds
phase.
horrible.
We definitely do have a no phase. I mean, I think the no phase is it kind of fades here and there, but it kind of sticks around for a while. I still get no on things. It's like, why are you saying no to that? I know very well that you want that. I know
Yeah,
very
exactly.
well you want that. Anyway, I still get that, so who knows? But anyway, had fun, guys, and we will see what we can come up with for Duke Safe Not and for you guys. Fix this for you guys. But so you're not going back to the council then?
Because of the time warp.
Elsie does not want to go to the council.
Okay, Elsie doesn't want to go. That's pretty much dead in the water then, I think. So
Maybe once we get back to our ship, but she doesn't want to leave our ship.
I mean, we
Okay.
could just go to Europe.
That would be insane. It's like 3 months more.
We have a ship.
We do have a ship. It's only a few months by ship.
It's
an
it's
idea.
less time to like just go to like their council. To be honest.
Lose time at sea or lose time in going to the council?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I was joking.
But going to the council is safer.
All right, we'll just figure it out tomorrow, guys, or next week.
All right. Yeah.
all right. No, we'll talk about it. Okay.
All right, guys.
All right. Night, everybody.
Night.
All right. Good night, guys.
See ya.